Water is the softest and most yielding substance, yet nothing is better than water for overcoming the hard and rigid, because nothing can compete with it. Lao Tzu.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I'm, I'm, I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years. 40 years.
Carpe diem. Carpe diem.
Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours. Yo. Cash and the ticket is yours. Cash and the ticket is yours.
Sitting in a 4v3.
Everfrog Esports trying to find what angle they can, trying to find somebody out of position.
We're gonna go through on this. Oh, what a wall. We're gonna take flag. White gonna go in.
It's going to be a really, really interesting one.
Oh my god. All of this competition could be so damn close, so I cannot wait for us to finally decide who's going to be the champion. We are expecting some chaos, some great moments.
A beast mode has killed 3. Only gonna really need that rampage, so it's gonna clear it out. Santi gonna get themselves a big old 4K. Oh. Santi's getting rid of 3, clearing out the house.
That is crazy.
Nunji actually kills 3 people.
This team feels entirely different on this faster composition. Now Sagafor is hanging around, getting onto the high ground. Post bomb's gonna stick under Leaky. They're not gonna be able to survive it at the end of the day. Manages to find a 3K.
Rio shoving this Ana into a corner. Woo! One more for the road for Rio. That is all signs go. Melophobia with 3 Melophobia. Start the fight. They'll end the fight. Oh my god. Beagle Bus, they have to play aggressively into this energy. Popping off in a moment where you needed just that. Ruby in that backline. Oh, the flick. Looking for it. Oh my goodness. The 4th one as well. Do they get the 8? They get the 8.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. We are here for some CGL action. This time, we're heading down to our Latin American region once again. I mean, we did it last time, Mega, so no surprises. We're doing it again here tonight. This time, going to be on that console side of things. Last time, we did the PC Open tier. This time, we're doing the console Open tier. And we're going to be watching Redeem Team go up against Aura Farmers here in this grand finals tonight. I'm Shadowfang as per usual. Mega Ninja going to be casting with me tonight. How you feeling about doing some more Latin American action?
I'm really excited for it. I didn't manage to catch any of it during the regular season, and taking a look at the bracket, this has been an incredibly close tier between Redeem Team and Aura Farmer. Last time they met up in that winners final, and it went to all 5 maps. So hopefully we'll be able to get a really good series here today. I'm excited to see what kind of compositions Latin America is cooking up, and hopefully we'll be able to watch some really good individualistic play. Even though console is a little bit of I'm a little hesitant when it comes to console. Obviously, there are, of course, I mean, obviously this is CGL League, so plenty of console players around. But a whole tier of them is definitely something that I am not familiar with, and hopefully, aim assist is going to be tried and true today.
Yeah, I suppose we will have to see how that goes. And, so far, we can see right here our first map pick going to actually be Nepal tonight. So we're not seeing Lijiang Tower for probably only like the 3rd time in this playoffs.
Oh my gosh! Actually, they do things differently in Latin America, apparently. Because no Lijiang Tower is definitely not common. Not common from what we've been casting together. I feel like Lijiang has been a choice all the time. I think this might be like my second Nepal, maybe. I feel like I haven't been able to talk about Nepal at all. I really like Nepal. I like the diversity between the inside and outdoor maps that Lijiang sometimes struggles a bit with, unlike Nepal. Obviously I think there's the inside sub map of Lijiang, but Nepal is just, I just like it so much more. So we'll have to kind of find out what differences teams make in their compositions versus what we do see on Lijiang. But Redeem Team are going to be getting that first ban on the board here. And if I had to talk about what is potentially on the board, Cat Bastion has been running rampant. If you have been watching OWCS by chance, Asia playoffs were last night and also tonight. So maybe these compositions will be seen today, but also different tier, different level of play. So we'll have to find out if they want to go with a more standard composition, maybe that Diva, maybe the Emre with a Tracer, and then of course that Kiriko Lucio backline of all generations. And it looks like Zarya is going to be coming out first from Redeem Team.
Honestly, that makes good sense to me. Zarya's been generally strong, for most of this season, I would say. And there's no reason that you can't still run that Zarya effectively, especially with like a Reaper. Zarya Reaper's still a really solid combo now that Vendetta's been hit a little bit harder with those nerfs. But now Aura Farmer's going to have their opportunity to take out either a DPS or a support. Where do you think they might go?
Yeah, if I had to look at maybe support, I don't know. We'll have to. I'm thinking if a support ban comes, it might be onto that Kiri or that Lucio again, the strong backline of Overwatch 2's era. But it is going to be an Emre ban that comes out. I think Emre, one of the strongest hit scans in the game currently, besides probably like Sojourn or something. So taking out that Emre, probably going to be seeing a Sojmir then from both sides. Interesting to see how that'll come through in later maps, especially since that Emre is already taken off the board now.
I do like the Emre ban too. This is a map that's like perfect range for Emre consistently, I feel like. Starting off with our lineups, we're going to be having Redeem Team up first. We got Patriotto and Chimera running that DPS line. You got Skies on the tank, and then MK and Ons rocking that support line.
Yeah, I do like the for those of you who are looking at maybe that image above and wondering maybe, oh, what is that? It's a rat from Chimera saying, oh, look, an angel, and Methax, who is a GM console player. So kind of a funny meme, but we can take a look at the other side. Just ignore me being weird. And Aura Farmers, we can take a look at Orange and Molinari on that DPS, Hyper on that tank, and then Dud and Guai on that backline here. I'm very excited to see how these two matchups go against each other. We've seen them go to all 5 maps before, and this is a seven mapper. So we'll have to find out if it goes the whole distance or if they're going to be able to figure out each other fast enough in order to make it potentially a 4-0.
They've been very competitive so far, right? This will be their 4th time playing this season, actually. Aura Farmers took 1 in a 3-1 fashion. Then Redeem Team won the next 2, 1 in 3-1 fashion and 1 in 3-2 fashion. So these teams are very familiar with each other at this point. Like I said, Aura Farmers trying to get that get back, even up the season series, and win that grand finals as well to really top off their season.
Yeah, I mean, whoever wins this gets that #1 spot in the Latin America Console Open tier, and the other one will be getting second place. Again, second place is nothing to scoff about, but they desperately want to get themselves that #1 spot. So we're going to be going into Nepal here, and I'm very excited to see what kind of compositions we're cooking up here. I'm going to think that maybe we'll be seeing divas from both sides, Tracer Soj, and then the Kirilusu backline as per usual.
How do you think they make these statues float?
The same way Zenyatta floats, maybe they put that into technology, and then they like. Actually, I don't know. I feel like because there's like some levitation because we see like you see how like cars float in like King's Row or something, right? So maybe they just use that technology, but for statues.
It looks like magnets. Like when we were going by, it looked like it was like some sort of magnetic force that was like pushing it apart. But in any case, we do have the compositions right now. Redeem Team going to be looking at that Orisa style. You love seeing the ERE. Me being a console player myself, I know how crazy the aim is on that character. It is insane. I'm shocked when console players aren't playing that character more often. Or Farmer's going to have like what I would think is a more typical style composition here. All right, both teams going to engage into each other here. The Orisa has had to burn quite a few cooldowns already. Orange already taking down Chimera and Ons. Molinari going to get that kill onto KZ. MK, and then, oh my goodness, Sky is going to fall as well. This Venture of Orange was just wreaking havoc in that first fight.
Yeah, just a lot of cooldown usage utilized really early from the side of Redeem Team. They just kind of couldn't get the stability they needed. Their Orisa didn't have gold, didn't have spin, and so their Venture went in with a dive with that D.Va in order to get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely, they're engaging here again, but that's one way to start off a fight. Chimera getting that first shot off, but there's Orange on that Venture. Once again, just causing more havoc in that back line, getting on top of that Alari immediately, not allowing that character to really get those shots off. Trades are coming through from both sides though, and my goodness, this Orisa, Skies, and MK on that Kiriko are just doing the absolute most right now. Orange gonna get down, try and contest this point, it looks like. Yeah, Orange going to be able to get that contest. Hyper going to be back on the point as well on that D.Va. And looks like they are going to back off, if not for a moment. But Orange falling, I think, should be the sign that Aura Farmers needs to back off.
Yeah, I think Aura Farmers need to do a quick disengage and try to re-stabilize things. I think Orange stayed in a little bit too long, and now this could be a potential situation where you go for cleanup kills, especially down one. I mean, it's a huge Terra Surge, and so now they need to back up, right? They're just taking too much poke damage, and just the longer that Redeem Team have the point, the better for them.
Yeah, absolutely true. Viper going to be looking for this Pulse Bomb on this Tracer. Just blinking around, trying to get in position for that. A lot of ultimates online for both teams, honestly. Only the Terra Surge really been expended. Everything else is just about to come on here. Aura Farmers rotating around through the inside of this building here. Skies on this Orisa, getting off a lot of shots onto Hyper. Not really going to manage to do much. There goes that Kitsune Rush coming down from Gui. Hyper is just taking so much damage, though. Going to have to use their bomb. Sound Barrier going to be used from Dud as well. But the D.Va was taken down in the meantime. But this Tectonic Shock going to come through and do so much from Orange. Managed to get a couple of kills. Ons has traded out Gui in that meantime, though. No more Kiriko going to be online for that side. But, I mean, Orange is still continuing to put in that work on this Venture, but Ons is trading out just as many on the other side. And I think if you're Aura Farmers, you might need to back off.
That was so expensive from everybody. I mean, there's not a single ult to be seen from anybody besides Slifer and Skies. Close, I guess, but Aura Farmers need to get this flip here. Otherwise, I mean, it's going to be so bad for them in this next engagement since they have nothing in the tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Now that they're not able to dislodge that Alari anymore, that pylon healing is just doing so much for Redeem Team. Viper has taken down Orange. The Venture is no more. Skies taking a step too far, though, and falling down, but Viper is just getting so many kills in the meantime, as is Ons on that Ilari. Hyper has traded out Chimera, but is going to lose that mech. And then Viper, once again, Viper and MK just going off as well as Ons. And that's going to be first point for Redeem Team.
Oh. Nice little two-piecer there at the end from Liper. No, a really good start for the Redeem team. Just understanding how to utilize their ults correctly. And Aura Farm are just kind of staying in a position where they really shouldn't be. And they're going to be just not having anything in the tank, allow too much percentage to go the way of Redeem team. And I think that you might have to swap something up here a little bit. I think on that Alari is outputting a lot of damage, and you're not really able to utilize that speed that you're using from your Lucio from the side of Aura Fury farmers. So I think a change has to come through. But it does look like we're going to be seeing a little bit of a swap here for Aura farmers, but not in the direction that I think I like. Going over to the Wu Yang Lucio, that's going to kind of... Okay, just kidding. You and I lie for fun, actually. Okay, I mean, I like it better, but interesting. Oh, also interesting to see double flex from the side of Aura Farmer with the Tracer as well as the Venture. I don't know if I love that, but because the hit skin is going to be able to do so much, but we'll have to find out here.
We sure will. That first engagement, just getting a little bit of damage off, is Orange on that Venture. But that Pylon just still alive up on that high ground. Going to do so much. You can't really dive these squishy targets while that Pylon is up. And I mean, Skies and MK have already taken down their counterparts. Liper taking down their counterpart as well. And I mean, Redeem team just absolutely steamrolling right now.
Yeah, I mean, Redeem team just seem to be completely dominant in this situation. It's looking like a lot of pressure is coming through from that Orisa. They're going to get that first cap, and Aura farmers need to get something done here, but it's going to be so difficult with this Orisa set up and the Alari. I mean, they're going to push in eventually, sure, but okay, there's the engage, and this has got to be resulting in a kill or something. Maybe a flip, potentially. That's a nice pick on a Chimera, but it needs to be enough.
It definitely does. You do manage to get a flip, so that's at least a big positive there for the Aura farmers, but someone's got to get some pressure onto this Alari and just not allow Ons to get all this damage off. That's really been the big key so far, right? You managed to get the Alari out right there. That allows you to finally kill Skies. So great play coming through from Aura farmers. Hyper just going to be on point, flying around. Chimera has taken down Molinari in the meantime. Dud trading out onto Liper, though. That's a really big kill because you just not having that Tracer just gives you so much more space to work with.
Yeah, Aura Fury, our farmer is going to be able to set up on the... But now they have a lot of ults to use. They have the bomb, they have the rush. They can go early with that, especially since Redeem team is behind. And yeah, they're going to open up with it perfectly. And this Terror Surge could be massive.
I guess we will see. The Captive Sun came out as well. Ons has already killed both supports. I mean, that Alari, that's a third one for the Alari getting Orange. I mean, someone's got to be stopped. That's a fourth for the Alari. It does not get the 5K, though, but I mean, Ons just going off on this Alari right now.
Yeah, really good showing out of them. I do think that maybe it might have been a little bit of overall. Do pop that Captive Sun and the Terror Surge, and Aura Fury really only use their rush, so they're going to come back with 4 ults, and that Pulse Bomb from Liper not going to be able to connect, gets eaten out, and so Aura Farmer is definitely going to have an advantage going into this next fight, and Redeem team have to try to force something out.
They definitely do. Redeem team setting up on the backside at this point. There goes the Tectonic Surge. Tectonic Shock. Orange looking for the back line here, getting on top of that Sojourn right there. Molinari going to be managing to trade out MK as well. No Kiriko alive for the side of Redeem team. Very tough situation to be stuck in. Orange being chased out right now by Liper. Oh my goodness, what a nice melee finish from that Tracer. Liper still trying to get that final kill. Redeem team has flipped in the middle of all of this, so really good fight win from them.
Yeah, a really good fight win, and you kind of needed to. I mean, Aura Farmers popped a lot of ults to try to stabilize, but now they're just going to have a Pulse Bomb, and Redeem team is going to be building up back to a Pulse, and they're going to be 50% to their Terra and their Captive Sun, so they need to win out this fight as slowly as possible so they can build up their ults, but that's a really nice start.
Oh yeah, definitely taking down Gui. There's no Kiriko, and to follow it up, there is no Venture as well, and then there you go, no Molinari either, and that is a quick little point cap right there. Kind of anticlimactic almost. A Redeem team taking map 1.
Yeah, just a complete domination from a Redeem team. Aura Farmers, just I think their composition Ons on that Alari was just doing too much, just poking out so much damage, and so I do think that maybe Aura Farmers might be looking to ban that out in this next map, or go to a map that doesn't really allow that Alari to do as much. But a really good showing from both of these teams for this first map, and I'm hoping to see even more going into that map number 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. That was like the biggest difference I felt like. Every fight that Aura Farmers was able to get on top of Ons and not allow them to just sit back and fire for free essentially on that Alari were fights that they were winning. Because that's a lot of damage that's just unaccounted for essentially if you just allow them to sit back there like that. And so you really just that has to be like your primary focus first. But what was happening was all the cooldowns were getting burnt to kill Pylon, and then we had to run away. So it was just like not working out in their favor in the long run.
I feel like the composition from Aura Farmers should have been able to deal with that Alara. They have the speed boost, they have the Diva boosters, they have the venture to get close. You should just kind of utilize all your resources. Be like, okay, we need to go and we need to make sure that Alari gets shut down instantaneously. That should be your first target. You get rid of that Alari, you get rid of some of that damage that is coming through, and then you focus on that backline, the rest of the backline that is. So you get rid of the Alari, focus the Curie next, and then the rest of the players should fall like dominoes. So I think Aura Farmer's composition was, I think, like good suited for that, but they just weren't able to do it correctly, and so they're going to be going down 1-0 in the series. And if they don't figure that out pretty quickly, it is going to probably be a quick series. I mean, you need to do something about that Alari, whether it be banning, taking it to a different map. Definitely something that needs to be considered and dealt with.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Let me pull up our map pool here just so I can get a look, just some sort of idea. I don't know, I feel like maybe a Flashpoint might be a solid place to go to. I think like Saravasa would not be a bad choice. There are still angles you can play that Alari on, but I feel like it's a lot more open than Nepal is overall. A push map where you have to constantly relocate with that Alari, I think would make it a pretty difficult one to do as well. But, Hybrid and Escort, you pretty much play corners on those maps, and that's where Alari's really going to thrive at if you just have a corner that you're essentially trying to sit on.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at it myself, and I have to say there's not a lot in terms of what... I think maybe you use that Alari ban now, right? I don't entirely know. Maybe you go like... No, maybe like... You think you can run the Alari on like Numbani? You probably could. Kings, maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of maps that I think it's definitely possible to run that Alari, and so maybe now is the time taking care of that as a ban option. But I mean, we're just waiting on our map, and I mean, I think Aura Farmers are having the same problem that we are, in which, where do we go? Where do we take them? What happened in the last matchup? Hold on, I'm going to check out that last matchup that they had.
Yeah, I mean, that might be able to give us a decent bit of insight as to where they might decide to go in terms of where they might take this and what bans they might do. I tend to err on the same side as you, where I think you pick a map where the Alari is decently strong and then you just ban at that time. I think that would be a pretty solid choice, honestly. Like for instance, say you feel good about your hit scan chances, so you're like, all right, let's run Havana. Granted, we saw them playing double flex, so maybe that isn't what they want to do necessarily. But I feel like a lot of that tracer swap was just because Liper was going so crazy in the back line that you needed something to try and just counteract that tracer in some capacity. So I actually don't know which one of these maps might be ideal here, if I'm being honest with you.
I mean, like, if I can be blunt for a minute, I don't think the map matters all too much, right? You're on this double flex composition with a Diva and you have speed boost available. Just jump them. If you guys 5-man rush onto that Alari, what are they going to do about it? Sure, they have left shift, but you're just going to be still on them. And yes, they can peel a little bit, but they're on Orisa of all things. It's not the most peely of tanks. Maybe you can send that Tracer on that off angle, try to pressure out that Alari. There's so many options that you have in terms of compositions, and we are going to be going over to, is that New Junk City? Okay, I did look up there at their last matchup, and the New Junk City was the other map that Aura Farmers did win when they went 2-3.
Yeah, they won it in 3-0 fashion nonetheless, so very dominant. And I feel like this is a map where you could potentially get away with not burning that ban as well, because you have to move so quickly to take position on this map. But the big thing is Aura Farmers going to do what you were just saying and use the speed boost to their advantage? Because it felt like they were really struggling to do that on map number 1. They were just having to burn so many cooldowns to really not get the result they were looking for in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you need to use the Alari ban here. I agree with you. Maybe this is a situation in which you ban out that Orisa. That could be also something to consider. I think that Orisa was also something that was quite strong. Just the poke that you're able to do, just forcing so many cooldowns, so many resources from the side of Aura Farmers is something to consider. I mean, you've already used your Emre ban. Maybe you could ban out another hit scan, but like I feel like if you just go Soj, you're just going to run into the same issue you had before.
What are the chances that Aura Farmers ban something and then Redeem Team turns around and bans Lucio? What are the chances that happens right now?
I mean, I think with the Reaper ban, that's interesting. I didn't know if I was going to see the Reaper ban. I didn't see that one coming, but Redeem Team are going to be having their ban now. You could be right. A Lucio ban could definitely come through, but it doesn't feel likely to me. But we'll have to see in just a couple of minutes. They have a tank or support in the back pocket. They've banned out a tank before, and they're going to be banning it. You are correct. They're going to be banning out the Lucio. Good shout. Good call.
They want to force the Alari. How do you force the Alari? What takes away the advantage that you would have on this map? The advantage they would have is the fact they have speed. Well, if we take away the speed, now everything's neutral, and we just saw that we win in a poke battle typically. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense if you really think about it.
I agree with you. We'll have to find out how Aura Farmers are going to respond to this now, since they're not going to be able to run their own Lucio. Maybe you see something come through where it's like a Wu Yang, but we do have a substitute. Vertigo is going to be in on the side of Redeem Team over MK, so we'll have to find out what they're going to be playing specifically. But I think with that Lucio taken off the board, we'll probably be seeing them come out on like, maybe that's their Alari player, right? That could be something that we consider.
Yeah, it could be. You know what would be really funny to me, just as a side note?
What?
I would find it so funny if Vertigo came out and played Cat.
Is this the Cat Bastion lineup?
No, just because of what... Do you know what Vertigo means?
Isn't that like where you get like dizzy from like heights or whatever?
Dizzy from heights, yeah.
Okay, so play on words. I could see that. That could be kind of funny.
I would love that so much. I don't think that's going to happen because I think the Cat is... It's really hard to pull off. It seems like such a simple thing, but in practice, we have yet to see a team successfully pull it off when they've actually tried to do it.
Yeah, it is a really hard composition to run. You have to be so coordinated. Cat to kind of take whoever you want wherever they need to go, and so they could come out for sure, but it does require a lot of communication, a lot of coordination, and I will have to, if these teams are comfortable running it, I'm sure we'll definitely see it here, but it is something that it's a hard thing to run. A lot of these comps with the Diva and the Tracer are a lot easier, especially with that Kiri Lucio. But I mean, if you have that coordination, if you have that cohesion as a team, then you can definitely run that Cat Bastion. I haven't seen it that much here in CGL, but I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I love Cat Bastion here on New Junk City. I'll be honest with you.
Very enclosed spaces, you know. I feel like it'd be hard to not just get shot out of the air. The Bastion really takes off too with that perk where he essentially just shoots off like mortar rounds over and over again. So until that comes online, it's still pretty good to have the turret, but it is so much easier when you just have the big tank shells just coming out like every couple of seconds. You know, it's like, oh my goodness, it is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the Cat Bastion, we do have a patch coming out on Tuesday, so maybe that'll be reduced a little bit, because I do think that sometimes it is a little bit ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, what, you just get to take around the Bastion wherever you need to go. There's no cooldown on Tether. There's no stoppage of like anything that you can really do on that Cat Bastion. I mean, hell, you can ult on that Tether at the skybox if you are that Bastion, and then just kind of rain fire from above. You're actually an AC 130 whenever that cooldown is utilized, and so I mean, maybe it'll be looked at in this next upcoming patch, but I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I don't. There's no way they run this here, right? There's no way they run that Cat Bastion.
No. I don't think anybody's gonna run that today. I am of the belief that we will not see that whatsoever. Still having some difficulties with the hand cams right now. Since this is a console finals, we have to have everybody on hand cams. So that's the reason Mega and I are just yapping away about this composition that is theoretical in nature. I tend to believe that we're going to be seeing like Baptiste and Alari. If I was to like really say what I think is about to happen, I think both teams are going to opt for like a full poke style composition, especially since there is no Lucio available now.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. The issue with that is, like, do you think that a poke viable? Do you think a poke composition is here on New Junk City, or is that going to be too difficult to figure out?
No. I don't think it would be too difficult to run. It's pretty easy to hold space on a Sigma style composition. All you have to do is just float to the point, and nobody can float to the point faster than each other because there is no, what's it called? There's no Lucio, right? That's the thing. There is no Lucio. Nobody's getting anywhere quicker than the other one. So, and if you try and fly in on a dive, especially against like a Bap and a Lari, and say you run like a cast too, just to really make sure there's no dive potential. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to prevent a dive from coming into your team, even if you run that style of comp.
Yeah, I do believe that we have all of our hand cams in. The only way that speed is going to be utilized here, by the way, we could see that Juno come out. That could be a composition. Maybe they run like that Juno Brig backline that we do see on occasion. That whenever that normally comes out whenever like a Kiriko or a Lucio have been banned out. That Kiriko obviously still a strong option, but not having that Lucio to match up with, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So people like to run that Juno Brig just so they can still have a speed option available to them. But I think you're right, in which case we'll be seeing a kind of poke mirror here. The difference probably will be, does Hyper play that Sigma, or does Hyper also try to mirror that Orisa? That could be something interesting that comes out. I'm not entirely sure if I would love to see that, but I don't entirely know what other tanks Hyper plays besides the D.Va that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair option, honestly. If Orisa wasn't still available and it wasn't just so irritating to play against an Orisa with it, I would suggest Mauga even. But again, it's just so irritating to play Mauga into Orisa specifically. But we are finally into the maps here. Everybody got their hand cams back online, showing that they are in fact using their hands to play with the controller. It's very important here in CGL. We take cheating very seriously. So none of that will be had here. But here we go, though. Both teams going to get their lineups up and ready. You know, I was kind of joking when I said Mauga, but I was also expecting it from the Aura Farmer side. This is going to be a really unfortunate composition to try and play against if you're Aura Farmers right now with what you're playing.
Is this real? This is real. Zarya with I like the Zarya and the Venture combo. I think it's sometimes a little underutilized. Wow, Onron with a Wu Yang Kiri. This is it. Redeem Team have. Wait, they're both on double flex. Wait, I don't know how these Onrons are going to be able to fare against each other. I've been seeing a lot of Onron in my ranked games, but I don't know how good they have been here at this level of play.
All I'm saying is as soon as Malga shoots somebody, it's just fans. All fans constantly. Liper has taken down Dud, though. Look at all these fans going off in the back line. Molinari trying to do some big damage, but does get taken down by their counterpart in Chimera. On's winning out that duel against Gui as well. Liper going to be taking down Hyper. That's a really funny thing that I just said right there. But there we go. First point going to be capped by Redeem Team, showing their Malga comp might just be a little better.
I think wow, this is such a weird comp. Sorry. I think that the positives of having this kind of composition out is the amount of burns that you're going to be able to get, right? You're going to be able to burn people with Malga. You're going to be able to burn people with Prawn. And so you're going to be able to find so much more value. And these Zarya bubbles are going to be so difficult to keep on in stock.
Oh, Liper already taking down Gui in that exchange, though. This Tracer has been going absolutely crazy. Liper taking down another one in Dud, and Vertigo getting orange as well. That wasn't even a fight at all. That was just complete domination from Redeem Team.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's just not enough available from the side of farmers. They have a Moira, short, I guess, but these bubbles are going to be the only thing really stopping these burns. It's going to be so difficult to deal with.
Yeah, Orange going to be trying to burrow. Does go down, though. Vertigo getting that kill. And the stomp, the slam coming in from Skies. Trying to get some damage in onto this Zarya of Hyper. And here we go, another slam coming in from this Malga, just lighting up the enemy team. Meanwhile, the point has been captured, and there goes a Graviton Surge going to be popped from Hyper, followed up by that Pulse Bomb, going to take down Skies and Ons. But in the meantime, Liper and Chimera are just running roughshod through this entire backline right now. And, I mean, Hyper just does not know where to look. These characters are all just zooming around this Zarya. Liper once again getting that final blow.
Redeem Team... Oh, why did they grab? The point had been had captured completely. So Aura Farmers utilized two of their best ults in combination in a fight that didn't matter, right? I mean, Redeem Team is going to be back here now. They're going to be set up, and they're going to be able to probably get this first cap, and they have all of their ults at their disposal.
So many ultimates online for Redeem Team. The Pulse Bomb goes out from Liper, does not catch on to anything. Molinari does win out that fight against Liper as well. That's got to be your go sign right now. If you're Aura Farmers, you've won out in that Tracer duel. You need to try and advance. There goes that Coalescence, going to be popped from Dud, and responding to it with the Orbital Ray and the Cage. And I mean, Hyper on the Zarya is just going to be taking far too much damage, and that is just everybody just getting taken down right there from the side of Aura Farmers. Orange eventually going to fall, just stalling the point on this venture for a little longer.
It's just so difficult, right, from the Aura Farmer's POV. I mean, you're getting into a cage, there's a Ray still up, and there's only so much that two bubbles can do for you if you're the side of Hyper. I mean, yes, you get to cleanse the effects, but I mean, then it just gets reapplied almost instantaneously, especially with the Onron, especially with the Malga. So you're going to be at 99 charge, sure, but there's just still damage getting output.
Oh my goodness, there goes the rally, and just the full engage right there. Vertigo going to be taking down Gui, Chimera getting Dud, Hyper taking down Skies, but Hans immediately taking down Hyper as well. It does seem to be going Redeem Team's way. Eventually, they are losing out quite a few in that meantime, though. Molinari going to fall to Chimera, and I mean, there you go, just another dominant performance from Redeem Team in that fight.
I mean, I guess if you're Aura Farmer swap over to the Orisa, that's going to be so much harder to play now. I mean, you're just going to constantly be on, you're going to constantly have gold on cooldown. So we'll have to find out if Aura Farmer's swaps are going to be enough here. But Redeem Team don't have anything in the tank. They can definitely use that for their advantage.
But Liper getting orange out so early, that is tough. This Tracer is just dominant so far from Liper. They are getting caught by Molinari every so often, but look at how much attention this is drawing. Meanwhile, Hyper has fallen in the front line, and you do win out the Tracer duel. But in the meantime, the other four players are down for your team.
I mean, Redeem Team and Aura Farmers have been going back and forth in this tier for so long, but Redeem Team seem to have figured it out now. I mean, they're winning these fights out so incredibly powerfully, and Aura Farmers need to change something up. Otherwise, I mean, this could be a very quick map. I guess a Pulse Bomb is online for Aura Farmers, but that's it. Redeem Team are going to have a Ray online. I don't see a world in which Redeem Team loses this fight.
I guess we will have to see momentarily. Sky's going to have to pin out on that Malga, get some of that healing up. On's trying to build up to that orbital ray. And is this where the orbital engage is going to happen? It does not look like it so far, but Liper already taking down Gui in that meantime. Molinari going to be in that back line, forcing out a lot of cooldowns there. Is that Tracer, but in the meantime, Liper and Ons just going off across this entire front line.
Oh, and they're going to be able to get a little bit of a stagger on this. Oh, no, the Suzu's good. Okay, they're going to be able to back up. But Redeem Team still have everything. They're going to be at 5 ults now, and they have control of the objective. So they're just going to be able to stall as long as physically possible, which should be really beneficial for them. I'm hoping that Aura Farmers can maybe get something done with Terra High Noon, but it's going to be difficult. That's a good start.
Ooh, that is a really good start. On's getting taken down right there. Chimera looking for this Vermilion Ascent. Gonna slam in. Does get dud in the meantime. And, I mean, oh my goodness, so much damage coming in from this Onron. Not to mention Liper in the meantime just doing so much. Oh my god. The Pulse Bomb coming out too and taking down Hyper. What an insane DPS duo we've seen from Redeem Team.
Okay, Aura Farmers, they have some ults coming online, sure. They have the Rush, but this Cage and this Ray are going to be so massive. I mean, what are you going to do if you're Aura Farmers? You're just going to have to pray that your High Noon is good enough. But this is last fight territory. They need to do something here.
Absolutely do. The overtime wick starting to burn. That Cage getting popped as well as the Orbital Ray. The Kitsune is going off, but Chimera is going off harder. So many flames being fanned, and that is the power of combining that Onron with that Malga. Molinari does manage to get a couple, but I mean, overall, what a dominant map that was from Redeem Team. That Malga comp looked scary.
I mean, Aura Farmers now, those... In the best of 5, Aura Farmers won the Control and New Junk City. And now Redeem Team have completely flipped it on their head, right? They have taken both of the maps in pretty dominant fashions. And now I'm worried if I am the side of Aura Farmers, what am I going to do differently here? I mean, look at how much damage that Onron and Malga are able to do. Really good stuff from Redeem Team, as Aura Farmers going to have their map selection again. It is not over until the Fat Lady sings, sure, but... she's warming up her voice is all I'm saying.
Yeah, she's hitting the, you know what I'm saying, like rubbing her throat. She's drinking some hot tea, you know what I'm saying? And I'm actually going to take this time to drink some hot tea as well. We're going to cut to a short break here, give both teams some time to, you know, regroup themselves for these next couple of maps. But don't go anywhere. We still got some more maps to play. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're back here to see some more of this match between Redeem Team and Aura Farmers. And I mean, so far, it's been Redeem Team just in an absolutely dominant fashion. Aura Farmers attempting to show us the fit, if you will, but not able to do so far.
Yeah, Aura Farmers, despite having that advantage coming into this, definitely not going to be doing so hot here in this series right now. I mean, before right, Aura Farmers did lose out, yes, but it did go to all 5 maps, and this one seems to be completely one-sided. Redeem Team seem to have figured out the equation, have figured out the solution to Aura Farmers' composition, and we do know our third map, it is going to be King's Row, and Aura Farmers desperately trying to turn something around here.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. I don't even know what the answer is at this point, right? Because it just hasn't gone in their way in like any way whatsoever. Like, it's they've had moments where they've won fights, but I mean, especially New Junk City, it was just not even remotely close. So I'm at a loss right now for where they might go. I think this might be the moment where you do go ahead and take that Alari ban potentially, because I would think that that Redeem Team might swap back to that style of comp here. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think that is probably the situation. Aura Farmers could ban out potentially. I think you have to ban out the Tracer. I think that that Tracer from the side of Redeem Team is just doing way too much. And yeah, okay, it's going to be taken down almost instantaneously. I completely agree with this ban. Just doing too much from the side of Redeem Team. I think that was what it was. It was Ligar, right? Or Liper. Thank you. Sorry. But they were just doing way too much. Just constantly finding 1 or 2 picks in engagements, and so. I mean, Redeem Team gonna have a ban available. Looking at the tank again, they could ban out the Kiriko and force another weird kind of backline. That could definitely be an option. Could look at that tank. You were running the Malga, you were running the Orisa, so you don't really have any. Okay, the Diva ban is going to come through. Very interesting. We'll have to see what Aura Farmers really want to run now, because we've been seeing them on the Diva pretty consistently.
Yeah, I think it removes the. Well, it doesn't necessarily remove. I mean, you could go play Hazard or something, but I think it removes like that mobility option as like being the first choice, because Redeem Team is like, no, we want to play Orisa and play main, so you need to play one of those tanks that does that as well, right? We're not going to just let you fly up to the high ground. You need to play something that's going to be down here with us also.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I do think it's a good choice. It's a good option, but I'm interested to see what gets played now. Now that Tracer's off the board, right? We do see a couple substitutions in G2 for the side of Aura Farmers and MK back in for the side of Redeem Team. So we'll have to find out what changes in terms of that composition will be. I mean, what do you think that G2 is going to bring to the table here for Aura Farmers?
I think G2 is going to be the hit scan player. That's my preliminary prediction right now, right? Because we've seen Aura Farmers mostly opt towards like that double flex play style, it seems like, primarily. Like that's mostly what we've seen. I think we saw like a little bit of Sojourn, but it wasn't for very long. So I'm thinking G2 must be the person that's in here to just purely play hit scan.
Yeah, we'll have to find out here, as we are going to be loading on into King. This could be a turning point here for the side of Aura Farmers, but it is going to be difficult, right? They're already down 2 maps. They have to play kind of perfect Overwatch from here on out, especially if they lose this next one. But we do see these. Wow, that is a composition from Aura Farmers. Is that real? That's not real. I don't believe that's real.
You don't? We're gonna have to.
Doom Pharah Widow. There's no chance.
I believe our names are wrong right now.
Wait,
I think
are our names wrong?
I do believe that's Redeem Team that's on our attacking side right now. That's on the crazy composition that you're seeing. Yeah. Okay. So that makes it even more fun. That's what I'm saying. That makes it even more fun.
Okay.
Redeem Team coming out here playing some wild stuff. I like the Hazard, right? If you're going to play the mobile tank and Diva's not available, I do like the Hazard. I don't mind this composition, actually. They were playing this Kiriko, and the Alari previously, so that isn't
Oh.
too shocking. But Orange just coming through and putting in some work on that venture once again, getting that first elimination.
It's going to be interesting to see how Redeem Team deals with this venture now that you don't really have that Orisa, right? The spear was kind of something that you utilized, and so now it's going to be interesting to see how they really open things up with, especially this far into this cast. Not a really great matchup, but Hyper taking a lot of damage, going to be dropping back, and it's going to be interesting to see how Aura Farmers try to hold on to this.
Yeah, it looks like Chimera just going to layer in some of those shots. Sky is going so low there, and I mean, look at how many people just shot that hazard in unison. So much damage coming through, but the Hyper getting traded out, that's a net positive for Redeem Team. Actually, it's going to take that Orisa a long time to get back, and Sky should be coming back right about now. Gui does trade out Liper, but Chimera gets G2, so you're essentially even, both teams losing their hit scans. And if you engage this quickly, you can potentially do something here. As we're seeing Redeem Team get on this point, try and land this first tick, and they do right there in that moment. Hyper has made it back, but that gold has already been expended on that Orisa, so you can only take so many shots before you have to back off once again. Hyper going to be going into that hotel, getting booped up into the air by Chimera. Chimera looking for these shots on this far into the back line, and that is so much damage coming through. Orange managing to take down Skies. In the meantime, though, is probably going to prompt Redeem Team to finally have to back off.
Yeah, a really good hold and a really good from the side of Farmers. It is looking a little rough for the time being, but I mean, hey, they're able to get the job done. They're able to hold on, but they do allow 45%, so Redeem Team have a lot of ults now, and that nano was expended from Aura Farmers now. It's going to be difficult for them to hold on down that ultimate.
We shall see how it works out indeed. I'm looking at Chimera with this barrage, seeing if they can potentially get something off. Never mind. G2 taking down Chimera. Liper getting orange in the meantime. Hyper has taken down that pylon from Hans, though. Very important. There's a lot of healing now out of the picture for Redeem Team. They do still have their ultimates left, but it looks like they are just waiting for their teammates to get back before they regroup here. Chimera flying around, looking for some sort of angle with this barrage. Kitsune Rush going to be dropped on the point. Terra Surge going to be the response, but Skies has taken down Hyper in the meantime. Too much damage coming through from that hazard. Managing to get a second kill, and getting another one is Chimera right there. And that should be the first point finally going the way of Redeem Team. Sky's going incredibly low, going to manage to get out though.
Really interesting to see two ults come out from Aura Farmer. I mean, they use the Terra and they use the high noon to nothing, and I mean, Sky's going to find even more picks, and Redeem Team have all the advantage now despite that kind of slow start on that first objective, right? What are you going to really do against this downpour? You don't have any defensive ults in the bank. This Captive Sun also could go absolutely massive. You're going to have to hope that your Suzu is good enough, but it's going to be interesting to see the response here from Aura Farmers as this cart is going to be getting pushed.
Absolutely agreed. So much CC going on to Skies, but Orange being forced out. This hazard getting put to sleep and antied and speared. Liper going to pop that overclock though, getting the immediate kill onto their counterpart in G2, and nobody wanting to peek this Sojourn, and for good reason. Liper has been crazy all series. The TP in though. No, that is so unfortunate. Liper just getting an easy elimination right there, and another one onto Orange. And all of this damage coming out from this Sojourn on this high ground, just completely uncontested as the cart continues to roll.
Yeah, just really good shots there from the Sojourn, and I mean, now there's still a barrage available, still a downpour, and I mean, what are you going to do to this? I mean, there's still a nano and a rush available for Aura Farmers, but it's going to be so difficult to utilize this, especially since your Ana's not peaking for some reason.
Yeah, we will have to see how it goes. So many people just sitting out main. Hyper taking so much damage right there. There goes all of the ultimates getting popped at once. MK gonna fall though, but Ons taking down the opposing Kiriko in the meantime. Sky is getting just pushed into a corner. Gonna manage to take down Orange in the meantime though. And nice sleep coming out there from the side of Gui, and immediately following up with that really nice anti-nade and allowing Aura Farmers to hold this corner.
Yeah, but it was a little expensive. They don't have anything besides a high noon and a nano. And it's going to be difficult to kind of find a lot of value with, right? what are you going to do with that high noon and the nano? I guess you can try to nano your Orisa, find a pick potentially. Maybe you high noon and you do nano continuously, and Sky's going to make that swap over to the Orisa. Interesting to see how that'll work out, how that'll resolve, as a Redeem team definitely going to be opening up with a rush here.
There goes the Kitsune Rush. There goes the Nano onto the Orisa, just as you mentioned for Aura Farmers. Hyper going to get that kill. Here comes that barrage finally, but it's hard to live through that. Hyper with the spear, and just so much damage coming through. And now I think Redeem Team going to want to back off once again. Try not to stagger anybody else out here.
Yeah, just a regroup. And I mean, Redeem Team need to change something up. They don't have any ults in the bank besides an overclock. And Aura Farmers still have that high noon, close to a Terra Surge, and it's going to be difficult to hold on to this push as Redeem Team desperately need to get something done, as there's only 40 seconds left on the clock. They need to find some kind of pick.
It's going to have to be up to Liper on this Sojourn. The jump not quite high enough to get on that high ground. Out comes that Terra Surge, looking for some damage. Orange getting the kill onto Ons, and G2 taking down Liper. This is the moment where you really just need to get out of here if you're Redeem Team. You got 19, 18 seconds left here. Can you get another touch?
I don't think so. You remove, there's no speed, right? Well, actually, no, there is a speed if they want to, but I mean, there's an overclock coming through from Liger, but you're just so far away. 7 seconds left on the clock. I don't know if they have a touch.
It's going to be very, very close. Liper still can't get up to the high ground with that jump. It didn't work last time. Not sure why they attempted that again, but fair enough. Sky is going to get that Terra Surge off onto the point. Manages to get put to sleep, though. This Ana of Gui is doing so well this round. And Ons, though, coming through, getting the kill onto the Kiriko, and getting both supports. Is that Alari? Once again, the hero on map number 1 turns into the hero on map number 3 as well. Ons getting those 2 eliminations is so crucial. You have no touch now if you're Aura Farmers.
I mean, Redeem Team, by the skin of their teeth, are going to be able to get the job done. Just a really nice Terra Surge. And so now you're going to get a time refresh, right? But it's only 1 minute and 30, so still holdable for Aura Farmers here. You need to get a hold going. If they get all 3, even though it could be in an overtime situation, that would be kind of bad for you. You would have to have a really good attack and try to get some kind of time left on the clock there. As a lot of ults for the side of Aura Farmers here, and Redeem Team definitely need to make sure they don't over ult in this situation, as they're just going to be down and probably just kite.
Yeah, good job there from Redeem Team, just backing off, making that Kitsune not be very worthwhile. On's getting the kill onto Orange in the meantime, too. And here's the response. MK going to drop their Kitsune Rush as well. And the side of Aura Farmer is going to have to back off, give a lot of space here. Chimera getting that kill onto Dud is huge. The Captive Sun gets popped as well. Doesn't get any final blows, but does layer in some good damage overall. And this Pylon is just doing so much for Ons right now. Liper on the Widowmaker going to take down Orange on that venture. And Sky is getting the kill onto Gui and Spawn, essentially. And now you're at a moment where Chimera has this barrage online, and you might be able to just get a single kill with it and really push this point incredibly hard.
I mean, I don't know why Chimera was in that small room. Terra Surge is going to be coming on shore, but Hyper's going to be down. It's looking like this is going to be a last fight, but Liper's down 2. Beautiful showing from them. Another one onto Orange, and so now it's just a Cassidy left alive. 1 meter left to go. There's no other touches, and they're going to be able to cap in overtime. A very good push from Redeem Team despite a couple of staggers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Once they got that second point captured, it started going a lot more in their favor, especially on third point. Yeah, once they started getting the ball rolling, they really figured out how to get it done there. Liper just continuing to be a dominant force, whether it's on the Tracer or now the Sojourn and the Widowmaker.
Yeah, just Liper just doing so much on that Widow, finding so many picks and allowing the rest of Redeem Team to kind of clean up. And so despite Aura Farmers having that advantage for the time being, Redeem Team going to be able to full cap, but they don't have any time, right? So if Aura Farmers cap with more than, I think it's a minute, then it's going to be unlosable for them. So that's their goal right now, to try to get as much time as possible going into that third point. But if Redeem Team hold on for long enough, and maybe we'll go to extra rounds, that could definitely be something. But we do have a DC in the game right now from Gui, from Aura Farmers. So that's going to shut things down a little bit. At least it wasn't mid-round, right?
Yeah, very, very true. You would hate to see a DC, especially from one of your supports, with how impactful support ultimates are as a whole. And Gui having such a good round so far, like consistently landing like really good sleeps and antis. Like Skies was just getting punished constantly on that hazard. You know, we saw the Pharah getting slept quite a few times and just immediately getting deleted out of the air as a result of it. It was really good round so far from them.
Yeah, incredibly strong. We do have them coming back though, so it probably will just be yeah. Okay, they're back and just a little bit of an oopsies. But right, like I said, they need to cap with more than I probably be going to extra rounds with a time refresh, and it's doable for sure. Aura Farmers definitely could get something done. Not with that comp though. Please tell me they're not running out on that comp. Lucio Cat might be the worst healing composition besides like maybe like a Mercy Zen. They're not okay. Yeah, they're gonna stop that up. Thank God.
You don't want to run the classic 2018 Winston dive with Mercy Zen. Come on now.
No, not really. I don't love that.
Yeah, here we go though.
No, that was a dark time period.
Coming out the spawn doors. Orange going to be on this Hanzo. I'm guessing they're going to swap over that. Yep, the Venture coming back out from Orange. Liper going to show us some of that Cassidy now. And G2 going to be on this. Oh my goodness, that is a tough way to get separated from your team right there. The immediate kill onto G2. And I do believe Aura Farmers are just going to have to back off. I don't think they really want to engage into this without their other DPS.
And with the Lucio down, it's going to be really difficult to try to get out. You have no speed, but they're going to do it for the time being. They're going to lose 2 members. Really good response there from Redeem Team, right? Just being able to figure out exactly what needs to happen, isolating that Symmetra, getting that first pick, and then Aura Farmers just can't do anything from there.
Absolutely. Both teams just kind of fighting over this hotel space right now. Just poking, prodding, no one taking any real heavy substantial damage just yet. The flank coming in from the Orisa, the Horse of Skies, trying to do some big damage onto somebody. Nice spear coming through there, but no final blow is going to be had on either side. There goes Liper finally taking down G2. Liper going to full send it on this flank, try and get some more kills. But meanwhile, Orange and Duds have gotten 2 kills of their own, getting the Alari swap themselves. Orange going to be swapping over to this Sombra as well. And Aura Farmers finally taking this first point.
I mean, a really good tap here. They have time on the... But it is looking like they're going to try to first corner for the side of Redeem Team. That'll definitely shred time. And Aura Farmers have a rush. They have a Terra Surge. And I do think that Redeem Team need to build up ults, and they need to build them ults fast. Otherwise, they're just going to kind of ran over here.
Very, very true. Orange taking down that pylon of Ons. And here we go. Both Orisas just running into each other. One Terra Surge going to be popped and manages to take down G2, actually. I am very curious to see how that actually happened right there. Sky is going to continue to walk forward on this Orisa, just layering in the damage onto Hyper, but eventually going to have to back off for a moment there. What a crazy ult exchange that was.
Yeah, there's the rush coming through from MK, trying to look for some kind of pick, and Hyper is going to respect it. Aura Farmers have so much in the bank that they can definitely try to open up with, but oh, wait, how is Orange dead?
Well, you see, Pharah shoots rockets, and the Captive Sun going to be popped from Ons. Not going to find any targets there. Oh wait, never mind, I lied. Gonna find G2, but meanwhile Hyper getting a really big Terra Surge off and following up with a lot of eliminations. Sky's gonna try and get some kills as well, but does not. But I would say that's still a pretty solid stall for that first corner.
Yeah, I think that you're okay with that. You've taken off a lot of time into this next upcoming fight. You'll probably get one more, but I mean, you need to be a little bit careful. Otherwise, Redeem Team are definitely going to have a daunting challenge with that third point.
Absolutely agreed. Coming in here, Redeem Team, all they've got is this rocket barrage. Got to do something with it, but you're dealing with an EMP, and that is going to be so difficult. Orange can just drop and get a massive EMP at any time here. Again, both teams just kind of poking and prodding main. Terra Surge going to come out, followed up by that EMP. The overclock coming through from G2, looking for some sort of kills here, finding some damage but not managing to find any eliminations is that Sojourn. Here comes the Captive Sun coming through. One shot going off, taking down Liper, and there's another one going off, taking down MK2, and I mean, there goes Ons as well. Orange does manage to get booped off the map though by Chimera in the meantime, but that's going to be a point cap and quite a substantial time bank, one might say.
I mean, if Aura Farmers win like the next 2 fights in this engagement, it's gonna be impossible for Redeem Team to win out this map. All right, it's gonna be so difficult. Liper gonna swap over to that Widowmaker, trying to find a little bit of magic that we time, but I mean, it's gonna be so difficult, right? There's 3 minutes on the clock, 3 minutes 40. You have no ults except for a rush coming online here, maybe a Captive Sun, and Aura Farmer is gonna have their own rush and a Terra Surge. And how are you gonna play the Widow into this Sombra? That's gonna be so difficult.
Yeah, Orange just essentially sitting there and just waiting for Liper to look anywhere else. Skies has taken down Hyper in that meantime, though, but G2 immediately taking down Chimera as well. G2 getting Ons also, and Orange finally winning out in that fight against Liper. Skies going to fall also, and now here we are, last fight territory, and there's 3 minutes still on the clock.
I mean, this has to be the greatest hold of all time from the side of Redeem Team. Otherwise, to map number 3.
It appears as though we have cut to a black screen. So
I thought that was me. I thought that was my internet. Oh, wait.
No. That is what happened.
Are we back?
I hear the ultimates.
I hear
They're
ult.
happening.
Wait, what's going on? Orange kills MK. Both ults come out. Ons is able to find one, but Liper's dead.
Oh my goodness, there's an EMP, there's an overclock, and I think that is finally going to do it. Yes, 2.5 minutes going to be on the clock for Aura Farmers, and I mean, you can't win this map now if you're a Redeem Team. The best chance you have is a tie.
I mean, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that's plenty of time for Aura Farmers to win out this map. They just need to build up ults, and then they can definitely go from there. A lot of time in order to do so. I mean, there's just not a lot of coordination between Redeem Team in this situation. I don't know what happened in between this map and last map, but they just don't seem to be able to find the kind of picks that they desperately need. And Aura Farmers, I think, have done a really good job figuring out what they need to play compositionally in order to win out. And so now, an unlosable situation for Aura Farmers, and they need to secure this map. Otherwise, it's just going to be a 2-0, and we might have a map number 7. That'd be kind of fun, right? Or map number 8, I meant.
That one. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that would be kind of fun, right? Just go on and on for all of eternity. I can tell you right now, when I played a 4-2 Grand Finals, I was dead. I can't imagine playing 7 or 8 maps. Like, oh my goodness. That would be just absolutely draining. Aura Farmers initially going to be showing that cat. I doubt it stays, but what do you think if it does?
What do I think of it? They're running the Cat Bastion! That's what I think of it. They're running the Cat Bastion. Oh, Lord. Let's find out if it's going to be good enough, or if they're going to be sticking to it for just a fight and probably swapping it off.
They're doing the thing, Mega. Remember, they have all the perks, so they're able to use the AC 130, which is really important to running that Cat Bastion, I feel like. Gui has taken down MK, G2 taking down their counterpart as well in Skies, and I mean, that is just a quick and easy fight win for Aura Farmers. Redeem Team not ready for the AC 130 above.
This feels like that map 5 or like the 5 map series against them last time, right? Redeem Team up 2-0. Aura Farmer's going to take a map. I mean, we'll probably be seeing a Redeem Team in a position that they're not really used to here in this series. They're going to be choosing that map, choosing that first ban. So they have a lot of options on the table. They have a lot of modes still available, but it's going to be interesting to see where they decide to take us and what bans they utilize, right? I mean, what do you do now that this map has been not working in your favor? Do you try to go back to that Malga composition? That could be something that happens. You could maybe, I mean, that Tracer ban coming through has probably obviously worked wonders, and now that ban's not going to be available for the side of Aura Farmers anymore. Something to consider and think about.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, because now that you've got the Tracer back online, it makes your other compositions, I feel like, more viable. And I tend to think that if I'm Redeem Team, based on what I have seen so far, I think you go push. I think you just pick Runasapi, right? I feel like that's probably the best map you could pick right now. It allows your Tracer to run wild. It allows you to still play that Alari that you really like to play so much. Like, it really feels set up for you to play the style of composition that you want to play, because you still do have to play like that low ground type fight most of the time on that map.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think maybe Have they banned out Orisa already? Has Redeem Team banned out Orisa yet? I don't think so, right?
No,
This
I don't
could be
believe so.
this could be the chance to pull out that Orisa ban, go to Runasapi, run that Mauga composition back. I mean, it looked so powerful on New Junk City, and maybe you just try to do it again. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now you're gonna have your Tracer back. Now you're gonna have that Onron available. I mean, I don't see a world in which you don't do that, but I'm just trying to think of like what the ban would be, right? What is the ban possibly going to be here if it's not like maybe the Sombra ban comes out? That could be something. I mean, with the Tracer coming back into the question, it is going to be a little bit interesting to see what the response is for Aura Farmers. How are they going to deal with the Tracer now that they can't take it off of the table?
Very true. And it is a push map, a different one than what you and I were thinking. New Queen Street instead is going to be the option. And I think the same concepts still apply because it's still the same type of mode. It's just not necessarily the exact same map here. So I think the ban is really going to tell us a lot about what they're thinking that they're going to do playstyle was, whether they're just going to walk out and play the Orisa themselves, or if they're going to try and like force that Mauga style comp we saw in New Junk City.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's the worst thing in the world to run here. I don't know how I feel about New Queen Street, especially for that composition, considering the fact that there is that high ground once you get closer to that checkpoint. But I mean, it's really going to come down to the bans, right? What are you taking off of the board here now? What's the solution to that last situation? I feel like maybe Redeem Team open with an Orisa ban and Aura Farmers respond with maybe like an... Is it weird to say an Onron ban? Is that weird? Is that crazy to say?
No, because like that, to me, the reason that composition was working so effectively is because you had two characters. Onron does more damage with the fanning of the flames, right? So if everybody is just already on fire, it's just all you have to do is just look in the general direction of everybody and press the button to fan the flame over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, you're just able to apply so much fire damage and so much fire pressure. So it is a little bit interesting to see what Aura Farmers think of, if they're thinking the same line as us or if they're thinking something in a completely different direction. But I think Redeem Team, I think they have to open up with maybe an Orisa ban, but you haven't been able to look at DPS this entire time. Maybe that's a situation that you want to think about. But I don't think the DPS have really been an issue for you. Maybe you take care of that Sombra, maybe you take care of that Venture, but I don't think that they've been okay, well, all right, they're going to take care of that. And so now it's going to be Aura Farmers with the ones looking at a tank or a support ban. And they've been looking at, they've only been looking at DPS this entire time. So interesting to see what they'll be thinking of here.
Yeah, it's a really interesting spot because you could ban the Alari, you could ban the Juno, you could ban the Kiriko, or on the opposite side of the spectrum, you could ban the Mauga because you don't want to see it. So what they have opted to do is ban the Alari, which is really pushing Redeem Team to try and run that Mauga again, I think.
Yeah, the Alari is going to be the second ban from Farmers. I guess it's less burn, I guess, if you do get that major perk. Well, I mean, I think that Ons on that Alari really, really strong, but I don't know if I mean, I guess that's like the only thing in that composition that you've been struggling with consistently, but it is going to be interesting to see if that is going to be a problem for this next map. I don't know. Is Alari really that good on New Queen Street? I mean, like, it's like okay, I think, right? You
can do it, but I think it would have been better utilized on Escort, which we know has to be map 5. I said it before, right? You can run Alari on most maps, but Alari is going to be the best on maps where you have to hold corners consistently. And Push does not feel like that type of map. We're seeing Molinari come back in for the side of the Aura Farmers. Makes perfect sense to me. Tracer's back on the board. You've got to deal with Liper on that Tracer. And by the way, Liper is a Patriota for anybody who's been wondering where Liper is on this roster screen. They are one and the same player. But in any case, you're stuck in a situation where Liper has just been running over your team on this Tracer. and you've got to show that you can deal with that now that the ban is no longer going to be available.
Yeah, if Aura farmers need to win out, right? They've used so many strong bans. They've gotten rid of the Tracer. They've gotten rid of the Alari. It's going to be difficult to see where they go from here, especially since this is not a 5 map situation. This is a 7 potential. So Aura farmers definitely need to get something under their belt. They need to make sure that they still have bans in the back pocket. But I think everybody is just getting their hand cams all in. I don't know. But I do think that this could be a very good showing. I think Aura Farmers may have figured it out and may be taking us all the way to map number 7.
There is a very distinct possibility of that. This is the one where it really makes a big difference, right? It always makes a difference in like basketball or baseball or any of those series where you go 7. There's a big difference between 3-1 and 2-2. There's such a big difference between it, especially when you're playing them all out in a row like this. Like the mentality of being like, hey, we're on the comeback, as opposed to being like, oh man, maybe we can't deal with this Tracer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the Tracer is just such a problem thing that their only solution so far has been ban the Tracer, but you can't do that for 7 straight maps or something like that, right? So it is going to be interesting to see what they think of next in order to deal with it. Maybe you get your own Tracer, try to duel it, try to match it, try to mark it, but they haven't done it yet. They haven't done it so far, and we're on map number 4, so it is still in the air if they will be doing that. But I am going to be interested to see what kind of composition Aura Farmers run out on now that Tracer's back in the equation.
Yeah, let's see. Aura Farmers going to be going to their classic. The big difference is G2 going to be in now, so you're going to have a hit scan as opposed to running that Tracer Venture. Like, I tend to like that better overall. Redeem Team going to be looking at the Hazard style composition with a Kiriko and a Wuyong. On said, I need to be on some support that shoots things, right? Like, I can't be on a support that is not shooting things in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that but we'll have to find out as these teams are going to be main. And Skies is going to be on that Hazard. It wasn't working that great when we saw it on Kings, but maybe they'll have a solution here.
We will have to see. Maybe they'll be able to coordinate some dives with Liper. Again, Skies just kind of walking across this train opening right now. We do have a pause request coming in from the Aura Farmers as well, so I would imagine that's going to happen momentarily, but for the time being, G2 going to be landing that direct Helix rocket onto Liper. That's one way to definitely deal with a Tracer right there. Just one-shot them, of course. Just land your shots. What do you mean?
Are we still going to pause or no? I mean, I think the fight is still a problem, right? I mean, it does look like this fight is still going the way of Aura Farmers. They're still calling for a pause. Can we get a pause going, somebody? Okay, there's the pause.
Can we get a nano going? Can we get a nano blade going here?
Can we get a nano going?
But pause does eventually come through for the Aura Farmers. That fight seemed to be going their way regardless of the pause being needed right there. So good start from Aura Farmers, honestly. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I mean, they're just able to win out the fight. The Orisa into the Hazard is or the Hazard into the Orisa is so difficult, right? Like, what are you going to do when you're trying to hold block and a spear's thrown at your face? Or when you're blocking and you're spun into a corner, right? There's not a lot of solutions. You can try slashing out, sure, but I don't know if I love this play of going the Hazard into it. I think maybe you have to make a substitution, a swap, potentially, as, I mean, they're already going to have, I think it was like 36 meters on the board. So definitely going to be interesting to see how they're going to respond. I mean, they could get this checkpoint already, and we could see Aura Farmers closing this out almost as quickly as it started.
Yeah, I'm really confused as to why Redeem Team isn't just going back to their poke style. I mean, that's what served them so well. Like, I'm not understanding the Hazard swap overall. They've done well playing the Orisa primarily. Because remember, starting off, it was Aura Farmers that was playing that Diva. It was not Redeem Team. Redeem Team was the team playing the Orisa primarily on Nepal. I'm not sure what's made them swap off of it.
I think you can mirror the Orisa Mauga. I think there's a lot of solutions. I think there's a lot of different answers, but I don't think that the Mauga is one of them. So Sorry. Sorry, the pause is that's technical issues for the reason for the pause, and so we're just waiting to get that finished up. But I mean, what do you think about the comp from the side of Aura Farmers compared to that of Redeem Team? It does feel a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't dislike Redeem Team's composition as a whole, but Aura Farmer's composition is significantly easier to pull off. And that's what you really want to look for at these high levels. You tend to go for the composition that's more easy to get, what's it called? To get that consistent value out of, right? I mean, that's why GOATS was meta for so long. It was just the consistent value that you get. Whereas you can go off, right? We're seeing Redeem Team flip that fight right there in the middle of that pause. This comp does have a higher ceiling, but the Aura Farmers comp has a much higher floor, I would say. Well, no, they got the Kiriko Lucio, so I tend to favor the Kiri Lucio over any other backline.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the strongest backline of, like, the entirety of all time. And what is Sky's doing here? Like, I mean, taking a billion damage, cooldowns used, and it's going to be so difficult for them to kind of do anything, as they're going to be trying to get some kind of percentage and some meterage. But, I mean, Aura Farmers just have more bodies that could set up on the objective.
Sky is falling down to G2 on that soldier. So much damage coming through. Chimera going to land shot after shot. Liper going to take down Dud in the meantime, but On's falling down to Hyper as well as Chimera. G2 taking down Liper as well, and G2 going to be getting MK. And I mean, this soldier of G2 has been going off so far.
Yeah, I mean, you need to shut down G2. Right, I think the soldier is just outputting so much damage, and look at how much ult charge Aura Farmers have. They have everything in the bank, and they're going to unlock forward spawn. Redeem Team need to get something done here now, otherwise, I mean, this could be a complete landslide.
Yeah, you're not lying at all. Redeem Team going to pop their Kitsune rushes. Both teams are popping their opposing Kitsune rushes. The Terra Surge coming through from Hyper, taking down MK. Dud going to get Skies, and I mean, that is just everyone falling down slowly but surely from the side of Redeem Team. This bot continuing to move 70 meters and counting.
I mean, I guess if you're Redeem Team, the only hooray moment you have is that it was a little from Aura Farmers. They used the Pulse Bomb and the Terra and the Rush. There's a Visor and a Beat available. That could be massive, but Redeem Team should have this next fight under wraps.
There goes the Tidal Blast onto Skies, looking for some eliminations, not managing to find anything with the explosion. Pulse Bomb going to come out, not going to catch on to anything. Molinari going to take down 2 in the meantime, though. Tactical Visor going to go off. Molinari and G2 just looking like an absolute force right now, walking through the entirety of Redeem Team.
Yeah, a really good showing here, and this bot's going to keep going forward. They could full cap, right? I mean, Aura Farmers don't have any tank, but neither does Redeem Team, so it's going to be interesting to see how they touch, if they even do.
Oh, Molinari getting another one. The Tracer of Molinari is just going off compared to earlier in this series. Liper not been able to find much of anything, and there goes the rest of the side of Redeem Team falling down, and that's a full cap, Mega. I mean, there we go. We're in a 2-2 series now, seemingly out of nowhere.
Yeah, a really good... Is that a CGL S17? I didn't think it was, but a really good showing there from Aura Farmers. They've clearly found something that works, and Redeem Team needs to get something done here. Otherwise, the Aura Farmers are going to... I mean, they look incredibly powerful right now, and I don't know. It seems interesting to see what the responses are going to be from the side of Redeem Team. That was their map selection. They had their first ban, and Aura Farmers are going to be up in the series, or they're going to be tied in the series now, as we're going to be going into map number 5, but still a long ways to go. It is still a best 2-4, best of 7, so there's definitely a lot of time left for them to figure things out. But Redeem Team, they started off strong, but they need to get something figured out here.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And hey, I mean, it worked for the other team last time. It is time for another break once again. Let's see if Redeem Team can figure something out in that meantime. But, you know, use the restroom, do whatever it is everybody needs to do, but don't go anywhere. We are in a super tight series right now.
Got lots of love. Love. 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 Yeah. 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 Memories. Memories. Yeah.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You're going to notice that score says 2-1 down there, and you might be thinking to yourself, I'm pretty sure that's not what it was when we went to break previously. Well, turns out when we had our pause in the middle of the map there, Redeem Team never actually said they were ready. So, per the rules, we are going to have to replay New Queen Street. So, after that full cap dominant performance from Aura Farmers, the Redeem Team said, you're going to have to do that again.
I mean, it probably will happen again, but they want it to be official, and I completely understand that. They want it to be above board, of course. So I think it's smart. I think it's a smart idea. But right, we have the same bands. It is the same map. We do have our same bands, right? The Venture and the Alarm taken off the board. So, right, it is still going to be New Queen Street. We're going to be running it back as per usual, just, pretty much the exact same situation as before, just the outcome not determined yet.
Yes, indeed. Outcome has not been determined. I am going to be curious to see where, if it goes the exact same as last time, right? Like, is Aura Farmers going to continue that dominant streak that we saw them perform the last two maps? One of them didn't count. Are we going to see that dominant streak continue for them, or will Redeem Team get back to what we were seeing in maps 1 and 2?
I think that this might have shifted momentum for the side of Redeem Team. Aura Fury seemed to utilize the advantage they had from King's Row in order to press up against Redeem Team. But now I think those mentals have been reshifted around, and so Aura Farmers definitely could still come out on top, but it's going to be difficult because of their stoppage here and for this reset of a map. I mean, that's got to do damage to your mental, right? You go thinking you're in a 2-2 situation, and then you get that win wiped off the board. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to it. I do believe that we just are waiting for one more hand cam. Man, these hand cams are really causing us some issues, aren't they?
Yeah, it's proving very difficult for the players to consistently be underneath them. Probably just not used to having to do them consistently. It can be difficult if you're not accustomed to having to constantly have the camera exactly where it needs to be at all times. So especially on console, most people playing on console are just sitting in like a chair in front of their TV. It's not the same as like someone on PC who's sitting like at a desk where there's a very easy way to set up the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that is fair. I mean, obviously, we don't want to make sure that our console players are actually using their controllers and such, and so it makes sense. But we're just waiting on one more player to get their camera all set up. I think that it shouldn't take all too long. I did get a chance to look at the hand cams, and I think they're kind of funny. They're just like phones propped up, and then we get to see the players on their controllers. So a very, very funny setup. But I'm interested to see who actually wins this technically, if we want to get technical, we could say this is map 5, but map 4 ended in a draw, technically. But by definition, this is a redone map, and so hopefully Aura Farmers, for Aura Farmers, hopefully they'll be able to recreate the magic. Otherwise, Redeem Team going to be going up in a 3-1 fashion.
Yeah, again, it's the most important map in the series so far for exactly the reason you just stated. Big difference between 3-1 and 2-2. 2-2, you still have a map you can lose, right? 3-1, it's like, oh, whoa, we cannot lose another map for the rest of this series. We got to just go on a streak right now. So incredibly important and crucial. Can Molinari repeat that performance on Tracer that we saw, just being a dominant force up against Liper? Because Liper had been just running the lobby up until then, so it was kind of crazy to see that flip on its head so hard.
Yeah, I mean, that Tracer was completely dominant from out of Aura. And so the what the solution is for Redeem Team, right? Can you actually beat out this Tracer now, or is it going to be the same result? I mean, sorry, just, cameras are still being cameras. As I'm interested to see if we do see any composition changes, right? If we do start on that Hazard again for the side of Redeem Team, if that Orisa will be coming out. But we'll have to find out, as just waiting on a couple more hand cams. It's getting late. We've been here quite a while now, haven't we?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're already 2 hours in. Just been having a lot of difficulties getting the maps started consistently. You know how it goes sometimes. And I mean, again, you do have the Masters tier finals going on our other channel as well. Going incredibly well so far. Shoes production crew in a 1-1 series against the Unwoke Yaoi enthusiasts. So 2 very competitive series so far, I would say.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I do think that there is a good chance that this could go all the way from what we've been shown. So it'll definitely be interesting to see if we do see all 7 maps, or if we will be seeing a potential stomp from one side or another. I mean, Aura Farmers definitely not technically. Actually, no, it would technically be a reverse sweep. I mean, technically a reverse sweep because Redeem Team haven't dropped a map yet after Kings or before Kings, but like they weren't at match point yet. What do you call that? It's like technically a reverse sweep, but not entirely.
It's a partial reverse sweep.
Is it like a partial reverse sweep?
It's a 3-1 comeback. Only one of those has ever happened in the NBA Finals, so you got to remember it's very, very impactful, very difficult to do.
This is true. Oh my god, good cams are still taking a time. I mean, there's so many players that are available for teams, and I like that because it allows a lot of adaptability, but it does make substitutions a little bit more interesting. And dude, what else can we talk about? I do think that the Kyrie Lucio backline is definitely favorable over whatever Redeem Team has been running. It worked really good on Nepal, but it hasn't been able to find that much success since then. They banned out that Lucio on New Junk City, and then they went out with that Juno Brig backline. But this new kind of iteration that they're trying to run with, it just isn't finding the same results.
No, it really isn't. It's proving incredibly challenging, one might say, to pull off the same level of success that we saw from them earlier in this series. And again, very, very difficult to get the camera directly on the hands so that they can continue to play this match out. That's again our difficulty right now. The players are just not figuring out the cameras too well, having some real difficulties with it.
Yeah, it is a little bit more difficult for some players. I mean, there definitely is.
So side note, the Thunder and Lakers are 65-63 right now in the third quarter. So competitive game going on in that
Spurs
series.
game last night. Wait, who won the Spurs game last night?
The Spurs did.
Did they? Was it close at least? I know the Timberwolves after the first quarter they were like 11-1 or something like that.
It was 115 to 108. Wembanyama had 39 and 15.
Jeez Louise. That guy's kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah, he's 7'6". You know what I'm saying? Dude's incredibly tall. He's 7'6" and can do a full split. I can't even touch my toes. It's crazy.
We're sorry. We're so sorry, folks. I think for the time being, while we figure out our hand, do you want to send it to break, Shadow? We can send it to break really quickly.
Yeah, we're gonna have to send to a short momentary break gonna be had here while these players figure out what's going on with their cameras, but we should be back shortly.
Inside here, you get an insight and you know something, but you don't want to say it out loud because you're kind of afraid that it's not going to be really true and it'll spoil the whole thing for you, But when somebody makes you say it, then, and it's true, then it just makes it more beautiful of a thing.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here, New Queen Street. It actually happened. I was wondering if it was going to. I thought the series might just end at 2-1. That's what it seemed like it might be there for a minute. Shadow Fang, Mega Ninja back in action. And what are you thinking, Mega, before we start here?
You know what I'm really thinking? I'm thinking I'm tired, boss. No, I'm thinking that this has been a very back series so far. Redeem team starting off incredibly strong, getting a 2-0 lead, but then Aura Farmers, they are able to take Queen's Row in a pretty quick succession. They did go to all 3 points, and then they capped with, I think it was like 2 minutes left, and then they full capped here on New Queen Street, but then, of course, some logistical, legal issues coming into fruition, and so it is going to be interesting to see if Redeem Team are going to be able to make it a 3-1 series, or if Aura Farmers can do what they did last time we saw this map, and going to be able to make it a 2-2.
I gotta be honest, Redeem Team running a full Kyrie Lucio for the first time in this entire series. I'm really gonna be curious to see what in the world is this Zarya gonna do, because you don't really have a viable bubble target right here. Both teams just kind of poking, prodding at each other. G2 continuing to just land shot after shot on this soldier, as we have seen them do for this entire time they have been in these last 2 maps. And again, bot gonna start moving in the direction of the Aura Farmers. Redeem Team not able to find much space on this side of the map here. Liper still getting held at bay on that Tracer, and Sky is getting lit up on that Zarya. Going to manage to actually live though, but there goes the kills finally. Everybody's so low for Redeem Team, and G2 just managing to kill so many of them.
Yeah, a really good showing there from Aura Farmers. Just getting so much pressure. Redeem Team's composition is really good into this Orisa, but they're not closing the space. They're not closing the distance. And so much focus coming out, and cooldowns are being forced from Redeem Team. You're having your bubbles forced instantaneously, and then you're not able to do anything besides that. And so they're going to be able to push up, but potentially could get this checkpoint.
All right, speed boost coming in here. The side of Redeem Team trying to push into this team of Aura Farmers. G2 going to fall there, and there goes the kill onto Hyper as well. And Liper just getting those kills once again on this Tracer. That is the Tracer we saw on the first 2 maps, managing to get that flip before it gets to the checkpoint.
Yeah, really good showing for everybody on the side of Redeem Team. Just kind of being really coordinated, making sure that they go behind Aura Farmers, and they're not set up at all. So that backline is completely exposed, gets blown apart, and then it's just a landslide from there. And so Redeem Team is going to be pushing the spot the other way now, but they need to make sure that they win out this next fight in order to maybe get it even.
Ooh, Chimera getting that kill onto Molinari is a good way to start that off. Nice stick coming through from Liper as well. Liper getting another one. Hyper going to kill Chimera in the front line though, but On's managing to get that trade out onto that Orisa as well. Point is going to continue to march its way forward for Redeem Team. Nice ult usage there from both of the DPSs.
Yeah, I mean, you pop the Terra from the side of Aura Farmers, and they're not able to find any value off. So now it's going to be interesting for this next engagement. What are you going to do if you are the side of Aura Farmers? They are going to be stopped right in front of that checkpoint, so they're not going to be able to take the lead. And Redeem Team need to use something here in order to maybe win out this fight, because they need to get the lead here.
Yeah, I absolutely tend to agree with you there. A lot of ultimates probably about to be exchanged here from both sides. Double support ults available, as well as that grab going to be online for Redeem Team. There goes the visor as well coming out from G2. Both Kitsune rushes, both sound barriers going to be popped. The Graviton Surge going to come out from Skies, and Dud going to be the first one to fall. But Molinari trading out Chimera immediately. That Tracer at Molinari putting in some serious work right now. G2 trying to get some eliminations here on this soldier. Going to be layering in a lot of damage, but not managing to actually get any of those eliminations. And Redeem Team winning a very important fight right there.
Yeah, really important. A lot of ults were utilized from Aura Farmers. They only have a Tracer pulse bomb allowed. And it's going to be a complete ult reset for the side of Aura Farmers. They need to get something done here, and the lead should be taken by Redeem Team, but they're going to get one more fight in.
Liper going to be throwing that pulse bomb out, not going to catch on to anything, and Gui managing to take down that Tracer of a Liper. Very important kill there to get. A Chimera, though, trading out the other Tracer. No Tracer is going to be available for either side coming in here. No ultimates online still for either team. So it is just continuing to be a dry fight here. The spear coming through onto Skies, layering in so much damage. And Chimera continuing to try and get some damage off on this Ashe. Looking for shot after shot after shot, layering those in, not managing to get those eliminations. Terra Surge going to be dropped in by Hyper. Not going to get a kill, but Liper trading out Gui. Both Kiriko is going to be taken out. Hyper incredibly low, but is actually going to manage to stay alive. And G2 and Molinari just wiping out the rest of Redeem Team.
Really interesting to see that come through from Aura Farmers. They're able to win that out, and they're going to be able to get the fourth spawn and more push onto the bot on their side. And so Redeem Team need to change something up. They have some ults coming online here, but they need to make sure they win multiple fights in a row, and they have to think like that, right? You can't just pop everything in this one engagement and then pray you win the next in the neutral. You need to save something. So maybe you open up with this grab here or the Bob. That has to be the first one, and they're going to open up with the Bob and try to get some kind of picks.
Bob coming through there. Chimera, no real follow-up damage to try and help that Bob out, though, so it's kind of easy to survive right now. The damage finally coming through, though. Hyper going to fall down in the meantime. And nice alt fire coming through from Skies to finish off that elimination onto Dud. And now that is the exact kind of fight you were talking about, Mega. You only used the one ultimate and managed to just march this bot the other direction.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Redeem Team is able to do. They're going to be able to push up with 4 ults of their own, and Aura Farmers have some things, but not enough, as they're going to open up with a rush on both sides, and Aura Farmers need to win this out.
Oh, that was a big beat. Just barely managing to save Chimera. The grab going to be coming out as well. Molinari does eventually take down Chimera, but it takes so much longer to do so. The Suzu coming out, not going to manage to keep Skies alive for too much longer. Hyper on this Orisa just doing so much damage right now. Hyper going incredibly low on this Orisa. On's going to fall to G2, and G2 coming in once again and saving the day on this Soldier 76 at the final hour.
Yeah, it's a really good save there from Aura Farmers. It's going to be 2 meters and such, and Redeem Team have nothing. They're so broke.
Yes, they absolutely are. They are quite broke, one might say. Aura Farmers going to have their sound barrier online, so they at least have something to attempt to engage with here. But Redeem Team already gotten 2 kills. That is what you want to see if you don't have any ultimates online. Hyper just going to get lit up on the point, eventually going to fall. Molinari going to be forced out on that recall and going to fall as well. On said, I can shoot on this Kiriko character too, you know? I can get some kills on this character too.
Yeah, really nice fight win for the Setter Redeem Team. That should get them the lead. Potentially, they will probably get forward spawn as Aura Farmers have some ults in the back pocket. They have that beat and they're going to open up with it.
Here comes the beat engage. Aura Farmer is going to just aggressively walk forward, which is, you know, an Orisa composition in a nutshell. A lot of damage coming in. And somehow Skies is still alive right now. Yeah, worthwhile Terra Surge. You need to kill this Zarya right now. But in the meantime, Chimera is just wiping the floor with the side of the Aura Farmers. But it is not seeming like it's going to matter because everybody is just getting eliminated right now. Liper going to be in the back line on this Tracer, going to be forced to recall out. G2 throwing out a lot of damage, and Bob actually going to be thrown out from Chimera to try and continue on this fight. Just trying to wait for their tank to make it back of Skies so that they can potentially re-engage in this fight with this Kitsune Rush from Ons.
They're trying to get some kind of damage, some kind of picks done, but the Pulse Bomb and the Rush are coming online here for Aura Farmers. And with a kill onto that Lucio, it's going to be so stabilized.
Oh, yeah, that's a really tough fight to lose. Both Lucio's down, actually, but G2 coming through, trading out Chimera as well. So now you're down 1 if you're the side of the Redeem Team, but you can potentially stop this forward spawn if you can get a good angle here. That shield was fantastic. Kitsune Rush going to be popped from Ons, and that's probably going to force a retreat from the side of the Aura Farmers. Can any eliminations come through? The Graviton Surge going to catch on to 2 and get 2 eliminations there. G2 and Gui going to fall, and Hyper eventually going to fall as well. And finally, it's seeming like Redeem Team might be able to take the lead on this next fight.
They're calling for a pause again. Oh god, I'm getting... Oh god, oh Jesus. Can we get that pause? Pause. Somebody pause. Okay, we're pausing. Oh god, I'm getting...
Can we get a nano pause going?
Can I get a nano pause going? I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous.
See, that's like an even funnier joke because our producer's name is Nano, so it's like a double innuendo there for us, essentially.
Okay, we got a pause coming through. It looks like it's a hand cam problem. I do believe that should be, oh, I don't know why that popped up, but, I
fair
mean...
enough. So they're having a hand cam issue. Not really much we can do there. You know, it's just, 2 players not, showing on their hand cams right now for whatever reason. I imagine they've just got a phone sitting somewhere and they don't actually have a stand, so it keeps falling over. That is like genuinely my thought on the matter. Like I would put money, I'd put cash money on it that they've just got it sitting somewhere and it keeps falling down on the ground. That is genuinely my thought on the matter.
Yeah, I mean, It looks like we have everything all good. I need to get R's from both teams. We need to make sure both teams say R in order to unpause the match. So hopefully we'll be getting those in just a couple of moments. Our hand cam gets to be...
No, Mega, I'm telling you, Aura Farmers needs to not R this time, and then they need to lose this map, and we need to do this a third time.
No, God, no. God, no. No, no. Don't. Why would you even say? Why would you even bring that into the air? Now it's gonna happen. No, please.
I would find it quite funny if it happened. Personally, you know, I would find it to be very, very hilarious.
It would be so funny for you to solo cast, dude. No,
no, but it's going to actually take long enough. Headrammer's going to finish his grand finals and then come over here and cast this one because we both just left. Like we're like,
yeah, they're gonna need to sub us out at some point. Oh gosh,
you got to sub out for a water break. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Up next, hand cam POV. Is that a real thing?
It could be in the future potentially. We have the technology.
We do have the technology.
But we don't want to spend a lot of money.
No, God, no. That'd be so complicated to think about. I mean,
that is an old Family Guy reference. It's a really old Family Guy reference.
I haven't watched Family Guy in a hot minute. It's been a while since I've watched Family Guy.
Yeah, they were referencing The $1 Million Man. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie before, but basically that's where that line, "We can rebuild him. We have the technology." If you've ever heard that before, that is an old reference, older than me. So not like a current reference by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm telling you, you ever want to learn some random things about TV, just look up what in the world Family Guy is referencing when they're doing some of their bits. It makes it even funnier.
That doesn't sound too bad. Oh my gosh, it looks like Hypercam is now...
I'm telling you, they don't have a stand for this. You know what I'm saying?
I want everybody who's watching to set up their cameras right now and see how long you can keep yours up without it falling over, and let it like show like your setup. Because I feel like I kind of want to try right now.
My phone doesn't stand up, so I don't know what phone y'all got.
I mean, I'm just gonna like put mine sideways.
I got the classic, the iPhone 17, and it doesn't like stand. I don't have a stand, so like I would have difficulties doing this personally. But I would also probably just set up my laptop and use that as a camera personally. That's what I'd do. I would plug my laptop into the wall, and then I would like set it right next to where I'm playing it, and just be like, there we go. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, just days without hand cannon problems, 0. This is true. It has been...
Well, give it some time. Give it some time. We might get there long enough to where it's tomorrow, and then they don't have any issues when that's happening, and then we can say 1. So it could
if it turns to midnight when we're still on cap, I'm
convinced we're still going to be on New Queen Street at midnight, personally.
That could possibly happen. Wow, this is...
You know, this should count as... I feel like this should count as 2 games almost. You know what I mean?
This should count as 2 grand finals. I was saying that.
Yeah.
This is... I guess I could talk about really quickly... The other game on CGL 1 is happening. Shoes Production Crew in the NA Masters tier. Shoes Production Crew is tied at 1-1 right now against Unwoke Yaoi Enthusiasts. They're doing a really good job right now, and so is this Grand Finals also? It is Grand Finals also.
It is Grand Finals. They are currently on King's Row, and Shoes Production Crew trying to get a full cap to essentially win that map outright. It's very back and forth, as would be expected on this map.
Yeah, it does look like Shoes Production Crew. They popped a lot of ults to lose that fight. That's not great. I like how we're just casting the other team, the other group right now.
We won't torture y'all with our continued Yeah, verbal nonsense at this point. We're just going to cut to a break while the players figure out their hand cam situation once again.
Name straight, new wave. Name straight, new wave.
And we're back at it just like we have never left, essentially, Mega. Here we are back in the middle of this fight. Where were we at? Tough to say, but both teams are now tied up. They have taken that checkpoint. Chimera looking for a flank here, getting a couple of shots off. Skies and Liper going to get those eliminations, and that is exactly what Redeem Team was wanting to see coming out of this pause. Just going to get this bot continuing to march its way forward.
Yeah, I'm getting deja vu. Redeem Team winning the fight after Osborne. But this time, they're going to be in the lead. They're going to take it, and they're going to keep moving their objective. 30 seconds left on the clock here. And Aura Farmers, they have a couple ults, and Redeem Team did utilize a lot to win that last engagement. But it's going to be so difficult for Aura Farmers to retake the lead here.
It is definitely going to be incredibly difficult. They do have some ultimates, as you mentioned. G2 getting that kill onto Liper is a good way to start this off, though. Redeem Team probably just going to have to back off after that. They're going to be happy with just having the forward spawns available.
Yeah, a really good showing here, as it does look one side. This grab could go massive. It's going to be an overtime situation, and Redeem Team need to win one fight in order to go up 3-1 in the series.
Oh, that's huge. Chimera starting it off, getting the kill onto G2. The Graviton Surge going to be shot off, as well as the Sound Barrier being expended. That was a fantastic Suzu as well. Hyper going to be popping that Terra Surge. Chimera going to get the kill on the dud. On's going to take down Hyper in the meantime. Points still being slightly contested, and I do believe that is going to be a complete team wipe. And y'all, Map 4 has finally ended 1 hour later. 1 hour later, we're up 3-1 is Redeem Team.
Yeah, just wow. Redeem Team gonna be able to get it. Hyper has come back to life. It took us a while. There were lots of issues. My God, it was scuffed. But it is going to be Redeem Team taking it, putting us in a match point position, right? It is just going to be one more map for Redeem Team in order to win out these grand finals and get that first place position. Very back and forth, very long, but Redeem Team going to be going up now in a 3-1. Who knew bringing that pause up would definitely be potentially a game changer, a series changer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's totally Redeem Team's like, yeah, that was worth every second of what we just did right there because we flipped this completely on its head. Now you're in a 3-1 situation as opposed to that 2-2 situation. Aura Farmer's going to have to figure something else out now because Redeem Team just came in and really ran the show on that map that time. It took some doing, but they did finally manage to do it. Wouldn't it be hilarious if we just like cut to the map 4 break, like after all the other breaks? Like, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would. Yeah, no, we're not gonna throw. Surely not.
No.
We're probably just gonna run it, right? I do think that.
Oh yeah,
Redeem
absolutely.
Team gonna one more map. One more map is all we are all hauled for. No, I think Aura Farmers have a chance. I mean, they've proven themselves to be powerful and capable of taking down Redeem Team. They took off King's Row. They took down New Queen Street the first time. So it is going to be interesting to see now what Aura Farmers are going to be thinking of in response. Is it possible that we can take a look at the bans right now? Is that possible? Could somebody in prod do that ban sheet really quickly? I'd like to take a look at what we've been seeing so far in terms of those bans. All right, here we go. Redeem Team has been doing really good bans so far. Aura Farmers have been looking a lot at those DPS, right? Looking at the Emray, looking at the Reaper, the Tracer, and that Alari is going to be the next off the board. And so Redeem Team going to have all those options available now. They're going to be able to run that Tracer. They're going to be able to run that Alari now. And it's map point. So now if you're Aura Farmers, what are you taking off of the board?
It's really tough to say, quite honestly, because they're taking us to Havana. First off, they're taking us to Havana. They took away Alari already, right? That already happened. You don't have that ban anymore. You used that ban on New Queen Street. And to me, this is like the Alari map, right? It's Havana. So is this a situation where you ban out Sigma because you've been erring more towards that Orisa consistently? And obviously we haven't seen Redeem Team play Sigma, but this is a Sigma map, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a poke kind of map. It is going to definitely favor the side of that Alari, and so not having that on the table. I'm interested to see what the bans will be here. Aura Farmer is going to be able to get that first ban shown here. Definitely could still go either way. We do have a potential 3 more maps, and Redeem Team looking to close this out right here, right now. Aura Farmers, what do you take off the map here? Maybe you take out the Ash. Maybe you take out the maybe just like a hit scan option. You've already taken out the Emray. Maybe like a Soch potentially.
Liper was doing really well on Widowmaker, and this is a Widowmaker map. So I think that's an option that's on the table for you. Do you go that way? That's the real question. I tend to think that unless you're wanting to mirror the potential Sigma that's incoming, you need to get rid of it because you need to have some sort of ability to poke at this Alari and not just lose out because you're on Orisa getting poked from range constantly.
Yeah, I do agree. Maybe the Orisa will be light of day again. But I'm really interested. Redeem Team is going to be banning out also because it does feel like Aura Farmers are going to be taking care of that hit scan, that Widowmaker potentially, like you did say. But what does Redeem Team do in that situation, right? They can't look at the DPS yet again. They're going to be looking at tanks or supports. Is this an opportunity for you to take out that Orisa from the equation, force a different kind of poke tank mirror? Maybe we do see the Sigma mirror come out. There could be an argument for like a Domina mirror, but definitely going to be interesting to see what the bans are looking like from the side of Redeem Team.
Yeah, the real important one got to be Aura Farmers. You got to have a fantastic ban here. This is potentially your last map, so you got to make this ban count. This will be the last time you ban first, no matter what happens the rest of this series, so you'd better make sure this is a hugely impactful ban.
I mean, it just has to be something that. I mean, I'll have to. I think the DPS have been the biggest issue in this entire series, right? You have to take care of like maybe the Widowmaker, maybe the Ash, it's got to be the Widowmaker, and now Redeem Team. I think they want to ban out maybe. What do they ban out? Baptiste, Ana, Orisa potentially. there's a lot of options on the table for them. They can't ban out the Diva or the Czar. That's something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to think that getting rid of the Orisa would be a solid pick just because Aura Farmers likes to play it. And I do think Sigma wins out in that exchange, but no other tank has the ability to kind of fight Sigma. But Redeem Team is taking the exact opposite approach, actually. They don't want to play the Sigma. They want to opt for a different composition entirely. So this is actually a really funny set of bans because these are like the two main characters of this map. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think Sigma, this Havana and Circuit probably the most Sigma heavy maps that are available in the world of Overwatch, and so taking care of both of these are going to make comps a little bit more interesting, as we are still waiting for hand cams to come through. It looks like they're all set up, and so it's just it's been an unfortunate night here. I'm really hoping that Redeem Team could potentially shut out the series and we can all go to bed. But I do think that Aura Farmers have a chance. They've only taken one map, sure, but I mean, Redeem Team seems so strong right now. That break definitely did something for their mental.
It definitely did. Vertigo going to come back in on that support line for Redeem Team, trying to get that final map win and win out this grand finals for their team. It's going to be a really important one, and I do tend to favor Redeem Team on this map just because we've seen them have so much success with those Iari style comps.
Yeah, we are going to see Vertigo come in on that. Very interesting to see. Well, actually, we don't know if it's going to be the Ana. I mean, does that sub tell me anything about what kind of composition they want to run? I don't think.
I'm trying to think what Vertigo played on map 2. I feel like Vertigo was just playing Kiriko, and we were running Kiriko Iari. I could be misremembering that, but I think that's potentially where we might be going, because Ons is like the flex support player, but also plays the Iari. And then MK seems to be more the Lucio player from what we have seen so far, but can flex over to the Kiriko. I don't know. I tend to be on your side here, where there's not really, it doesn't tell us a ton. We just know that they're probably going to play Poke because it's Havana.
Yeah, I mean, I think Poke is probably the only constant here from these two teams. Okay, it does look like we have our hand cam. No, we don't. I lied. Me when I lied, actually. As it does look like Liper is still setting up their hand cam. Redeem Team, again, just trying to shut down these grand finals. Definitely could get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly could. This is the map to do it. 3-1. You don't want to give the other team life at this point, because letting Aura Farmers win a map, again, you're in a 3-2 situation at that point. Looks a lot more achievable than 3-1. So right here, you really need to shut the door. Make sure Aura Farmers don't get any of their mental, their confidence back. You need to really just end the series right now on them. And I don't know, I kind of disagree with Aura Farmers picking Havana. Like, I don't know, you have so many other maps that I think Dorado would have been such a better pick for them. Like, they're the team that's been playing the Diva style composition. So like, I don't quite understand why we've gone to Havana when the opposing team, Redeem Team, is the team that likes playing the Iari and the Poke heroes so much.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting. I think while we wait for our hand cams to be set up, I don't want to throw it to a break. I don't want to throw it to a break because we've gone so far. We've gone so far. I don't know what to do. What is Vertigo going to play? Vertigo's going to be on that support. Maybe we see Vertigo. I mean, On's going to be on that Alari, surely. Vertigo probably may be on like the Kiriko potentially. right? Maybe
That's I'm telling you, my prediction is the Kiriko and the Iari because that's the combination we've seen so far, right? Like, I think it's going to be Kiriko Iari. I think Skies is going to be back on that Orisa that we saw previously. And I do actually think we're going to see Emre and Tracer. I think that is going to be the play here. And it's really just going to be, can G2 continue to get that same level of value on this soldier? And I think it's going to be significantly more difficult to get value on that soldier on a map like Havana because you're just playing at a longer range than soldier tends to want to be at.
Okay, we're finally sending in. All right, hallelujah. We're going into Havana. We'll have to find out what these compositions are looking like, and interesting to see what kind of poke differentiations will be looking like.
Indeed. 3-1 redeem. Opportunity to take this grand finals in their favor. Havana going to be the map. Could be the last map of our series. Could not be the last map of our series. There's only two options that could happen here, Mega. It could either be the end or not be the end. There's no like magical third option where, you know, something else happens. I don't even know what a third option could be in that instance.
Yeah, we do see Redeem team on a little bit of an interesting. Still gonna, or Farmer's still gonna be on that Orisa. Very interesting to see that. Also the Alari and the Ana, and it's interesting to see Orange not in to be on that Sombra. I mean, I do think that Orange's Sombra was incredibly strong and it was kind of the reason that they won King's Row. But G2 on that Emre could be a powerhouse, and Redeem is going to be going back over to that Zarya composition to deal with this Orisa.
I think this is going to be tough for Redeem to pull off consistently. We'll have to see, though. Chimera needs to win this 1v1 against G2 consistently in this hit scan duel. A lot of shots coming through. Chimera looking to try and get some damage off. Cart slowly pushing its way forward. Liper going to be taking down Molinari, though, but Hyper managing to get that pylon could be major. Chimera, there's that kill that we're looking for. The hit scan of G2 going to fall in that meantime, and this card is just going to slowly but surely march its way forward around this corner. That Ana getting absolutely pressured out. Gui going to survive that some way, somehow. Sky is continuing to just, you know, rein in this charge, be a very high charge Zarya in this moment. Fight is going to just completely reset itself now. G2 going to be on this high ground looking for some damage, and Liper going to get that kill onto the Iari of Dud to really open this fight up.
Yeah, the Zarya is taking a lot of damage, sure, but it's not going to matter all too much when Hyper is off the board. And so now Aura Farmer's down 2 players. I mean, this should just be a cap instantaneously.
It is appearing to be just that. Liper looking like the dominant force that they were on maps number 1 and 2. And unfortunately, Dud didn't break that pylon, so it's going to take a little while to reset that. That's a long cooldown if you don't break that pylon manually. And Liper looking for something with this pulse bomb. Just barely misses that set of blinks to try and get that early pulse bomb stick. And going to go back to the cart. Push the cart forward slowly but surely is Redeem team. Throwing in damage and damage. Here comes the captive son coming out from Ons. Going to land onto their counterpart. Going to get the kill onto G2, and there's the follow-up onto Dud as well. Ons is really like that on this Alari. Hyper going to get that kill onto Skies, though. Vertigo trying to get this kill onto the Ana of Gui, not going to manage to do so, and that nano boost onto Hyper is just doing the absolute most, allowing Hyper to stay safe on that high ground.
Chimera staggers themselves out a little bit, but man, look at the Ultra Redeem team. They used the Captive Sun and the Pulse Bomb, and Aura Farmers just used a Nano. So they're going to be at an ult advantage here, and I think it definitely does favor the side of Redeem team for sure. I think, well, no, I lied. Aura Farmers have the advantage. This Sombra EMP can go insane, especially if that Bob is the first ult to get used from the side of Redeem team. That could be the game changer.
We will see. Hyper already getting that kill onto Ons. That Alari being down so early is incredibly crucial. You probably won't even have to use any ults in this fight. Molinari just setting up on this Sombra, looking for some potential kills. Not going to need to go in just yet. Liper going to be blinking in on that Tracer, and Dud immediately finding the kills. And again, Aura Farmers not even needing to burn any ultimates, just winning that fight outright in the neutral.
Yeah, really good fight win from the side of Aura, and they don't really have to use anything. No ult utilized. There were no ult utilized in any in this engagement, so it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this. This is going to be a huge fight, right? If ults get utilized too much, then it might be a problem.
What a petty grab. I love the play, but not being able to finish it off Dud is kind of crazy in that instance. The Terra Surge going to be coming out and finding a few kills there. Chimera managing to get a couple of shots off, but Molinari trading it out immediately. And there you go, Aura Farmer doing it once again, but having to burn 3 ults in the process.
Yeah, really good showing there from Aura Farmers. They did use a lot. Though they use the Terra, the EMP, and the High Noon, so they just have support in the back pocket. Redeem have pretty much everything except for, I guess, their Grav. So it's going to be interesting to see how they approach this. They should win out this engagement, but they have to make sure they don't over-ult here.
The Captive Sun going to go off. The Sunstruck. Both supports are already fallen. There is another Sun being exploded, and both teams' Alaris are just absolutely going insane on this map.
Yeah, really good showing here from all of the sides of Aura. They just have an Nano though. Redeem team haven't used anything. Sky is going to swap over to that Orisa, and now it's going to be interesting to see what the response is for Redeem team. They still have these ults, and they need to make sure they press Q. They need to build up more of a time bank going into third.
Yes, absolutely agreed here. Sky's managing to take down, Chimera with a nice shot onto G2 to open this fight up. And still so many players back there in that corner. The big anti coming out onto Chimera and Ons. They do manage to live, but Liper getting the double stick, getting both supports out, and that should be a clean fight win. Maybe it takes a minute to clear this Orisa off the point, but they are eventually going to fall. And I think, Mega, we might have one more fight for this point.
Yeah, this should really be one more fight potentially, and there's a window and a Bob, which should do absolutely everything that you need in order to get the job done. So Aura Farmer's gonna have to use their Nano correctly here, otherwise this could go either way.
And there goes the Captive Sun, gonna be landing onto a few targets, and I mean that's a 3-piece for Ons on that Alari. It cost you the ultimates. It cost you both your support ultimates, but you're more than happy to do that if it gets you a decent ways in the third point.
Is Hyper just not staggered to all Kingdom Come here? What was that? Why did you do that? Now, I mean, they're not going to have a tank that's being, and I mean, there's just going to be so much advantage for Redeem team.
Yeah, this is an insanely good situation to be in for Redeem team. You're basically going to get to this corner that they're standing at right now. The card is going to get about right there before you really get any contest coming into this. And you've got your Terra Surge and Bob, and Liper's getting pretty close to their ultimate as well. But Sky's pushing up incredibly aggressively on this Orisa. I mean, they're gonna live, and Chimera has killed both supports. Okay, both the supports are now down for Aura Farmers. This is an opportunity to potentially stagger out Hyper once again on this Orisa if you can manage to get this stick. The stick coming through. Kyber gonna get G2 as well, and Hyper going to fall right after that. And now you're in a real last fight situation for this point, and you're getting very, very close to that Amp Matrix.
Oh god, Molinari had that EMP. That's not good. I mean, Redeem team have no ults, but if you get staggers like that, it's gonna be over. They're gonna full cap. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness. Hyper on the point, just holding that Terra Surge, looking for something, going to fall down eventually. The EMP does come out, but not gonna catch on to anybody. Dud gonna find a couple of kills, but Chimera still continuing to find kills on this Ashe. Molinari managing to trade out a couple as well. There goes the kill from Skies, and is that gonna be the... Oh, wow. Never mind. I thought that was like the greatest sleep of all time that just happened, but it turns out Liper was still alive and kept the point.
Yeah, a really good showing there from Redeem team. It looked a little rough in that second engagement, but it is be the side of Redeem team full capping. But we've seen this situation before on Kings Row. They do it with a little bit of time. Sure, they have 37 seconds, but Aura Farmers' attacks have been notoriously strong. That sleep was almost devastating for Redeem team. If that Tracer didn't go back for that touch, then we probably would have been full held right there. But they were able to get the job done, and it is looking like this could still go either way. Aura Farmers, though, need to have a really good attack here.
I mean, yeah, getting a full cap if your Redeem team is insane. It's very, very difficult to full cap Havana, and being able to do that just puts you in an incredibly good situation, especially with time. Normally, it's a very tough overtime capture. It was tough to get that second point captured, but once they got through that, third point went incredibly smoothly for them. And now Aura Farmer's going to have to try and figure something out here. Looks like they're going to opt for a Diva comp this time. How are you feeling about that?
I think that I like it. Having that DM is going to... but I don't know. Like, the Orisa, I think, had more poke potential. So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with it, really. Will Skies on that Orisa like be able to just kind of shut down this diva as much as possible? I mean, it could potentially be the situation.
We will have to see how it goes. Aura Farmer is going to start off just poking, prodding, looking to layer some damage into this front line. G2 going to get absolutely just pushed hard by Skies, going to fall down eventually, and that is how that tends to go. Liper going to get the kill onto Molinari as well, and that is Aura Farmer's just going to back off.
I really like the Ashe on the defense versus the attack. You just get to sit up and just poke as much as physically possible, and then you get big dynamites, right? And there's nothing that Aura Farmer could really do except for go for their own dive, and I guess that Diva will be able to help that out a little bit, but it's going to be so difficult without having somebody else with you.
It absolutely is. Recall being forced out of Liper. They're not going to be able to be aggressive. And oh my goodness, Hyper going to manage to take down that Tracer as well, which is absolutely big time. We've seen how good Liper has been so far. Hyper going to be looking for something. Dud going to manage to take out their counterpart in Ons. And G2 going to take down Vertigo. That is no supports left alive for Redeem Team. They are going to have to back off and try not to get staggered here.
I mean, your Orisa needs to... Why would you repeak? Whoa, 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 that's scary. I was like, why would you repeat that? As Aura Farm gonna get pushed going, but Sky's still alive means they're gonna be able to get a retouch here, another fight, and there's a window online, and maybe they can build a Bob, especially fast. Oh, that's a really good start too.
That is a really good start. The Captive Sun going to go out, is going to land onto one, but meanwhile, Skies and Vertigo just getting kill after kill after kill. And oh my goodness, I can't believe Vertigo lived through that Captive Sun right there. What a good regenerative burst that was. But in the meantime, it's still going to eventually result in a Redeem Team win. I mean, honestly, if you're Molinari at this point, you probably just need to hurry up and die because there's no way you get out of this.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be another reset. 2 minutes left on the clock here, and Aura Farmers, they use that cap on, but they're going to have everything else, right? Redeem Team, you... Oh, shoot. They have everything. That's a problem. What are you going to do if you're the side of Redeem Team? You need to make sure, I guess, that you don't pop all of your ults. Otherwise, this really could be bad. Redeem Team could definitely stagger their ults out in order to make sure that they can probably go for a full hold here.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Sky is going to be in that front line just trying to do Orisa things. G2 going to pop that overclock, looking for some damage. They tried to go for the pulse, but the slide going to be just a little too good there. Lifer going to manage to take down that kill. And Ons looking for some damage with that Captive Sun. Not going to find too much in terms of the Captive Sun itself, but does get the kill onto Dud. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that should be Aura Farmers taking this cap.
It took them a while. I don't really know why Redeem Team didn't utilize any of their ults besides the... oh, no, there's still a touch. Wait a minute.
Yeah, there goes the Terra Surge. Does manage to take down Gui in the meantime, but, you know, everybody else for Redeem Team is dead, so Skies is just kind of on point, being Orisa, and eventually just going to fall over in that instance, and you got a 3-minute time bank to cap second if you're Aura Farmers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love this. I really don't love that from Redeem Team. They pop their ults to try to go for a recontest in a situation where you really shouldn't have. You could have saved your ults and waited. Like, sure, you lose that first point, but you're going to be in a lot of a better position. And so now they're going to be looking like America during the Great Depression. There's nothing available for them except for like 57 to a pulse, and Aura Farmers have all the advantage here. They could cap the second point incredibly fast.
They very well could. It's going to take some good kills in the neutral from Redeem Team. Right now, we're just seeing both teams trying to set up for something early. Sky is getting that kill onto Dud, though. That is a really good start. getting rid of that Alari early. Sky's going to get just absolutely lit up, but so much damage coming through. Liper going to fall, but is going to trade out Gui in the meantime, so no Ana going to be available for the side of Aura Farmers coming in here. And Redeem Team still looking for some kills. And Redeem Team getting Molinari is Chimera. That is a really good start as well. And, I mean, they are going to have to back off for but a moment, but Aura Farmers looking in really good shape right now.
I mean, Aura Farmers have all the ults available to them. Redeem Team is building up ult charge. That's a nice... Oh, no, that's a problem.
Oh, that's a disgusting sequence of events that just happened right there. Especially the stick, just absolutely crazy. G2 going to peek and fall as well. Aura Farmers, though, does have everything but the Pulse Bomb available for this next fight.
I don't understand why they're not using their ults. I mean, they're just allowing Redeem Team to build up their ult economy again. I mean, they were looking broke before, but you haven't used anything, and now they have ults again available. They have another Terrace, they have another Bob, and you haven't used anything. This overclock's still sitting in your backline, and this bomb is still available.
It absolutely is. We're probably going to see that nano overclock come through again. I have to imagine. At least that's the play. G2 just continuing to poke, looking for damage. We're down to a minute left on the clock. There goes the nano boost onto the Diva of Hyper, followed up with that Captive Sun. It does land, but meanwhile, the ults for Redeem Team are the ones that we're seeing show up in that kill feed. The Terra Surge going to catch on to Molinari. On's going to get the kill onto their counterpart on that Iari Dud. Dud going to actually swap over to the Kiriko here, and we're coming up on last fight territory, Mega.
34 seconds left on the clock. Redeem Team utilized a lot of their ults, and they just have a window. And Aura Farmer still have an overclock available. That has to go map. That has to be the game changer here. Otherwise, they could be held right here, right now.
They absolutely could be. Somebody's going to have to be a hero for Aura Farmers. They do have the ultimates to potentially do this, but not if their Sojourn is the first one to fall. Ant Matrix going to come out as well. Chimera going to land the kill onto Molinari. Ons just barely staying alive on this Baptiste. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. The touch is going to come through. Dud has taken down Liper in that meantime, though, but Vertigo has immediately followed up and taken down Hyper. Is anybody going to be able to touch there? Nobody is going to be able to touch. And Redeem Team going to win the Grand Finals in a 4-1 fashion.
And they're typing easy. Redeem Team able to get the job done, beat Aura Farmers, and we are done and dusted here. A beautiful showing from Redeem Team in order to make sure they even know in chat, Mega Gap, that's me, I'm the Mega Ninja. So what a beautiful showing, what a beautiful series of events, a beautiful back and forth. Aura Farmers not able to get the job done, take one map, sure, and technically take a second one, but no, Aura Farmers gonna be falling, getting second place, and Redeem Team are gonna be your Season 17 CGL Latin America Console Open tier.
Champions.
That was such a long.
I was like, you had to finish off the sentiment there.
It was such a long sequence. CGL Season 17 Latin American Open Console. I just I forgot the end of the sentence. God, what a moment.
Yeah, great win there from Redeem Team. We had the longest pause in the history of man on map number 4. We played map number 4 twice. Here are the bands that we saw come through, and it was a series of all time, Mega. It was a series of all time.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, this was a series. This was a good series too. I think both of these teams played incredibly well. There were a couple instances where I was, putting a little bit of question marks right now. We can talk about the fact that CGL 1 is still going on right now. It is a 2-2 situation, so we'll probably be rating them after this. And we have no interview, so we're all done here, Shadowfang. How are you feeling right now after this long series of events?
I'm feeling good. It was a solid back and forth affair from these two teams. They were doing great. Shout out to I believe it was Starvy. Yeah, we had Starvy, and then I gotta scroll up in the chat. We had Starvy and Rye on our hand cam team. Shout out to them. Shout out to Senju as well for helping us coordinate with the Latin American teams, as they are not primarily English speakers, so it is good to have that liaison between the two teams as well. And then, shout out to Nano, shout out to Honeybee, shout out to you as well, Mega. And any final thoughts before we head out here?
I think this might be my last cast of CGL for the season, so I just want to say it has been an amazing first season of CGL. Thank you guys all for watching me yap for however many hours it's been. It's been an incredibly hell of a good ride, and I'll be back for season 18 for sure. And hopefully I'll be able to catch more with you, Shadowfang. It's been an absolute blast, and as these grand finals dwindle down, it has been a beautiful season of CGL.
It's been a great series of CGL, but we won't hold y'all up anymore. We'll let you get to some more grand finals action as Shoes production crew and Unwoke Yaoi enthusiasts are in a banger of a series over there. So I've been Shadowfang. That's been Mega Ninja. We are going to sign off here for the night and say good night, everybody. Enjoy the Masters grand finals.
Lots of love. Lots of love.